Hello everyone and welcome to round 3 of the virtual mini challenge season 2. I am your commentator today, John Munro, and alongside me is Bradley Vanian.
Hello John, and we are here today at Norisring for the third round out of 6 for the second season of the virtual mini challenge run by the TouringProSeries. So, yes, go on, carry on.
Yeah, it's been 2 weeks since the last round at Campo Grande, and we saw a brilliant couple of races with a new winner in TouringProSeries and also a new winner in Virtual Mini Challenge coming from the same team. So they'll be looking to repeat the results from last week, and there'll be obviously a lot of challengers as per usual.
Yes, there will. We saw, both Eric Strana and Eric Tveit taking their first mini challenge wins, and actually Eric Strana's first win in the whole of the TPS. There was a few too many incidents, in a way. There was a lot of contact, not all illegal, but very, very heated battles throughout the field, and I'll be interested to see if we will have such an action-packed event today. So, as we have said, this round is at Norisring. The very tight street circuit is, even though it is quite wide in certain areas, although it's sort of a street circuit, it can be very wide, especially on the entry to some of these hairpins. It's a very simple circuit with only a couple of corners, and it definitely makes great racing. And from what we've seen from the practice time so far in the last couple of weeks, well, I don't understand how we can get any closer. We've had, we've had about 3 tents separating about 10 cars, and in overall practice, and it's looking like it'll be the same today as we're currently just in the final 10 minutes before qualifying. But before that, let's have a look at the standings. So after 2 rounds, our championship leader is Robert Wiesemuller, as you can see there. Second place is Eric Strana after he had a very good round last time out in Campo Grande. He did win the opening race. So it's really on the up though for ice cold racing as a whole, both in the driver's point of view and the team point of view. Now, although Eric Strana might actually be 8 points behind Robert Wiesemuller currently in the championship, that can very easily be brought back. Now, some news that we heard from Eric Strana at the end of the round 2 broadcast was that he'd be missing a race. However, there's been some developments on that, and actually he won't be missing a round, so he will be racing all of the rounds, just like Robert Wiesemuller. So we have a very close title battle on our hands, but you shouldn't count out Chris Butcher, should we, John?
No, definitely not. Chris Butcher, obviously for THR Red, he showed great pace in the first round, as he always does at Curitiba. Struggled a little bit last week, 2 weeks ago, sorry, at Campo Grande. Had a few difficult races and picked up fewer points than he was hoping for. So he's definitely one to watch. And also, we can't count out the precision, the charge from precision of Simon Kilov, 4th place in the championship. Had a decent couple of rounds so far this season. Struggled maybe a little bit at Curitiba, but then came really strong at Campo Grande. Led almost all of the first race, although he succumbed to that lead on the final lap to Eric Strana. So he's definitely one to watch here. And as Bradley was saying, the times are so unbelievably close on live racers from the drivers' practice, and also in the actual server right now, we're seeing even just second to 4th place are covered by 0.004 of a second. And we will bring you a bit more information about the drivers and the times in a few minutes when we bring up the game. But for now, let's talk about the next event in the Touring Pro Series. Round 3 of the Tom Onslow Clio Series from Rockingham will be coming to you live on Wednesday. So definitely tune in for that one as we see... Oh wait, sorry, we're not seeing that, are we? We're seeing the Rockingham poster. But yeah, live on the 24th of April. Definitely tune in for that one, see if Precision can continue their dominance.
And that will be on at 7:45 UK time, 6:45 GMT. And then just a few days later, on the 27th of April, we have the 3rd round of the 2013 VVA test at Simmons Plains. So last time out at Barbagallo, we had the touring, well, actually the first ever double sprint V8 race in the TPS. And we got another one here at Simmons Plains, and Simmons Plains is a very, very short circuit, so we should be able to see the same action that we saw at Barbagallo with very surprised pole sitters and some absolutely superb racing. So anyway, with less than 10 minutes to go until the first qualifying session for the virtual mini challenge at Norisring, let's go out to the track.
Yeah, we should probably talk a bit about the circuit because it's an absolutely stunning circuit in Germany. It's actually the first round this season that's not coming to you from Brazil. we've got quite a lot of drivers up there. As you see the times now, we've got Chris Shepherd first. Brilliant race so far for him, as he's just beaten by Thomas Matazowski, actually, the THR driver, who showed great pace at Campo Grande as well. And he's definitely on the up. He's been in TPS for quite a long time, but it's taken him. I mean, he's always been there, but I think he broke through last week at Campo Grande, showing he really can, push for those wins. If we can, I don't think we've got game sounds, Bradley, so we can get them on. Thomas Matazowski on a 101.643 is leading the way in practice, followed by Chris Shepherd.
And actually, that's one of the fastest times in the last 2 weeks. That is an absolutely brilliant time there from Matazowski. It's also a brilliant time by Chris Shepherd, who's actually racing for a new team in this league, and that is Smile Power Racing, as they are known. You can see the livery here, painted by Robert Wiesemuller for Sharkskins. Chris Shepherd's teammate is Michael Bell, who, however, he is currently not in the league, but he should be back in a couple of weeks. So he'll be there for the Smile Power Racing team. We also have a few other new teams, including Airstream Motorsport and It Gets Better Racing. So here is Ollie Moraes-Mervold. He's rather famous in the TPS for his famous pink liveries, and but it's no different here today.
Yep, good job on the livery there by Marius Mullervold. He definitely does a good job at making them stand out, that's for sure. Always bright pink, and it always makes people notice him, which is probably a good thing. Although maybe he wouldn't win the best livery of the season prize for that one. But yeah, he's shown good pace before. Yeah, he's shown good pace before across some of the front-wheel drive leagues. So he'll be looking to get himself maybe a bit further up than he is at the moment. As we now watch Ryan Walker. But yeah, back towards the front of the field. Of course, you've not just got Matazowski and Shepherd. You also have Simon Kielov for Precision in third, less than 100th of a second behind Shepherd, and Robert Wiesemuller only 200ths off that. So, any of these guys could be right up there during the races. Chris Butcher in 5th position on a 101.74, as Luis Fernandez just goes 6th on also a 101.7. So there are definitely many drivers that are right up there in the times. And this track, as you were saying, it's quite a short track. It's an absolutely fantastic track for racing. It's lots of long straights and tight corners, so we're going to see a lot of good overtaking, and the slipstream's going to also make a massive difference on this track. So some of these drivers that are up there right now might be benefiting from a slipstream or two, but there's been so many drivers up there throughout the week. Even Andy van der Velde down there in 9th. If you look at his time, he's still only 2/10ths off the lead at the moment, and he's sitting there in 9th. Jonathan Ockerclin's up in 10th, so he'll be delighted with that so far.
Yeah, definitely. And talking about slipstreaming, some of these big teams like THR, well, they'll have a bit more of an advantage, obviously. They'll have more drivers to work with, unlike Precision, who only really have Simon Kilo. And I've got to say, they also have Andrew Waring, who's a new addition to the team. Talking about new additions and new drivers, we also have Ryan Walker, who has rejoined the TPS and has taken part in this league. He's just currently he's currently driving this white default livery. His times are not up there for now, but obviously times, hot lapping pace is not fully important. We will see his true colours in the race. So who else do we have? Lucas Demolin for the Demolin Boys Motorsports. I don't believe he actually took part last round. You can correct me that if you know that.
I'll actually check right now.
I just can't remember his name picking up, but he is racing for Demolin Boys Motorsport.
No, he did not take part in the last round, so this is the first time out in a while for him.
And we also have Airstream Motorsport. Matt Richards is the only driver for that team this round. His teammate Ben Richards, who is a relation, is not taking part this round, unfortunately for him. So their livery was actually designed by Ben Richards design, actually.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of good things come out of Ben Richards' design. I've seen his own project. He designed his own MG sports car, and it looked fantastic. So these guys are doing a good job. These two brothers, Matt and Ben, they're showing good pace and promise this season, which they maybe haven't shown quite as much of in the past. Ben's a new addition to TPS, or reasonably new, and I believe he's involved in the media section now with the virtual Clio, so that's good for him. And those guys definitely looking competitive. Maybe not so much in the minis, but definitely across the other series of TouringProSeries.
Yeah, definitely. Matt Richards didn't have the best of rounds in round one, and according to him, he does not like this track. So I wouldn't really, it wouldn't be a surprise if he struggles to get points just like the final round, according to him. We've already talked a little bit about Andrew Waring. He is a new addition to Precision Motorsports. It's not only the minis that he's racing for Precision though in, he's also racing Precision in the Tom Onslow Cold Clio series, which obviously you can watch round 3 on Wednesday. There you can see, number 33, and his practice time's currently set him in 11th. Just this 30-minute warm-up session. Sorry, yeah, prep session.
Yeah. I've been talking to Andrew a lot actually recently as a new Precision driver, and he's really settling in well with the team. He'll obviously be looking for brilliant results, and although he maybe doesn't look that quick right now in practice, sitting 11th, we've seen throughout the week his pace has been right up there with a good shot at the top 5 and maybe even a race victory here in his first round of the Mini. So Andrew Waring really impressing many people as a new member of Precision, who you could say are the team to beat. Maybe not necessarily in this series because we have the likes of THR and Ice Cold right up there, but definitely across the kind of sim racing board, Precision are well renowned as one of the best teams out there. So that's good for him, as we're seeing someone roll in front of Jonathan Ockercliffe. Not sure who that was, but
yeah,
he got his camera time.
Oh, I think that might be Ethan Bass. Yes, it is. So now let's go just a bit further up the field, and here is Eric Strana. Now Eric Strana got his first ever TPS victory just 2 weeks ago at Campo Grande, and he'll definitely be looking to repeat that brilliant performance that we saw. He ended up, well, he was fighting with Kilo, and only the whole of, there was a group of about 5 cars for that whole race that he was battling in, and then on the final lap, Simon Kilo made a mistake on the opening turn, allowing Strana through. And up to that point, Kilo's defending had been absolutely magnificent, but it just proves how close the racing is if you make only one mistake in the whole event and it costs you the win. Yeah, well, I don't think Strana minds how he got the win. It was a brilliant performance. He was constantly being aggressive, and he took the opportunity when he had the opportunity, I guess.
Yeah, it was an absolutely fantastic race for all those guys involved in that scrap, and Eric Strana came out the winner of that one. But I have to say, Ice Cold not looking quite as competitive this week so far. We've got Eric Strana 8th and Eric Tveit down in 12th. The two Erics taking the 2 wins, as we mentioned, from 2 weeks ago. So maybe 8th and 12th isn't quite good enough at the moment for Ice Cold. I'm not quite sure what the practice times were, but at the moment, unless they're just doing race runs, maybe not looking like they have quite the pace to win these races today.
Well, someone that definitely does have very good pace is Luis Fernandez. In the last 2 rounds he's actually been in the full livery, but he has now got this 2013 Lotus F1 inspired livery. You can see the black, gold and red. A very nice livery there for Opium yeah, it is Opium Racing, or Opium Motorsports. He's actually a sole driver for the team. I'm sure that if he had a good quality teammate of similar performance, they could definitely be in the hunt of challenging, or at least being close to teams like Ice Cold Racing.
Yeah, 7th position on a 101.7 is a fantastic achievement for Luis Fernandez at the moment. I'm really liking the livery as well, so definitely doing a good job. We've seen pace from Luis Fernandez, but we've not really seen him, feature in those top 5 battles, and maybe today could be the breakthrough for him.
Yeah,
of course, to do that, he's got to be
in this second group. He always seems to be in the second group, and I think, as this is such a small circuit and such a classic basic circuit, that could be thrown out of the window. Anything can happen. It's mad enough when we have 5-car battles, but what about a 10-car battle? Look at this.
That'd be brilliant.
The top
and this
10
track
are
would provide it
by just over 0.2 of a second as we go into quali.
Yeah, I'm sure the man in 10th will be Jonathan Ockercliffe. Will be hoping for that kind of action during the race. Norisring, we haven't talked too much about it, but as we were saying, it's absolutely magnificent track. It's almost like a love or hate track, but most drivers love it. There's a few that really don't like it, but no one kind of thinks it's okay. It's not the worst. It's not the best. Most people do really rate the track highly. Because of course you've got this long straight. We will talk you through a lap, by the way, on board with someone in a few minutes. But it's got
we're currently watching Tom Ely. He's just on his hot lap so far.
We'll wait till he gets in a hot lap and then we'll ride on board. We could ride on with Tom Ely actually, who we haven't talked about much. There's almost crashing on the warm-up lap,
Yeah.
but yeah, this track with all the slipstreaming on the long straights, we're going to see incredible overtaking action. And I know I say that quite often, but this track I really do mean it. It's we could see some of the best racing TPS has ever seen, because they don't have many races at Norisring, so it's definitely a rarity to see them here, and it's an absolutely fantastic track for overtaking and just general racing. So I am completely looking forward to this one. It's going to be a brilliant weekend of action.
Okay, so let's go on board and look at this massive train of cars. This just proves how much people want the slipstream. You can actually see Andrew Waring and Simon Keeler there slipstreaming each other. I can't tell which car is ahead right now from this position. But let's not ride on board for Tom Ely. So he gets to run out of that the final hairpin through that full throttle kink, which isn't really a corner. He's taking the shortest run to the line, and it's also the best line to prepare yourself for the hairpin, as there's actually a slight right kink, as you can see. Yep. Goes right to the right side, you want to be almost touching that wall, and then you go right to that curve. But if you go too close and you clip it, you can actually flip your car, which you see many people, do in practice, flipping their car. We saw Ethan Bass doing it in front of Aukerklint just a few minutes ago. Now we have turn 2 and turn 3. Want to use all the track on the exit, but this is where you'll see a lot of accidents, because you've got very tight. It's 93 corners, and it's the fastest corners on the track, those two. Everything else is hairpins, and this is the second of those two hairpins.
Yeah, but Tom's giving up in the lap because he's been overtaken. I think that might have been his teammate, I'm not sure, but so he's not going to be happy with this one.
Like one of the THR cars.
Yep, but we're not going to pronounce the names of the corners in this track because they are all German and very difficult to pronounce, so I'm not going to even attempt them. But yeah, they are brilliant corners, and yeah, actually when we were on board with Tom, there was some body parts lying on the track, so that's off cars. It's lying on the track, some debris, so there's obviously been contact on some qualifying laps, so there may be a few drivers a bit upset with some of this contact as precision cars get out of the way nicely on the apex of turn 1. Those two cars working together with the slipstream as Matazowski goes fastest, followed by the two Erics at ice cold.
Yeah, and we also have Chris Butcher, who's also going quicker. Let's watch Chris Butcher, he's currently in the middle sector. We got, and he clipped the wall slightly. Shouldn't harm him too much.
Yep, that corner is definitely famous to motorsports fans. You're going to see a lot of cars clipping that wall on the outside. It's not going to hurt you too much. Chris Butcher is just purple on this lap, looking to beat Thomas Mazowski. Butcher's gone off, and he's crashed heavily. But another man who is purple is Eric Tveit, sitting in 3rd position at the moment. You watch him now heading into the final hairpin. And can he get his braking point right? He's actually dropped lots of time off Matazowski. So Thomas Matazowski, the pace setter at the moment, looking to carry the momentum he had from the good pace at Campo Grande, as Tom Ely goes fastest.
And yeah, by 6,000ths of a second, Tom Ely was, people say he was cruelly taken of a victory at the second round of Campo Grande, as he lost connection while really dominating the race. And he also had a chance for a podium in the first race before an incident involving Wiesmuller at the final corner of the race cost him that podium position. So it was a very unfortunate round for Tom Ely. He really should have got a win in the podium, but he ended up with nil points.
Yeah, incredibly unfortunate. I mean, I think that Tom Ely is, you could say, out of contention for the championship. Obviously, there's still a chance if he gets everything right and everyone else gets everything wrong. But the points gap at the moment is massive between the leader and Tom Ely. So he's almost got the pressure lifted off him. I think we'll see him, come out for the rest of the season with great pace, as he always does, and we'll see him win quite a few races. As you were saying, the second race in Campo Grande was so unfortunate. He had an internet disconnection while absolutely dominating the race, and in race 1 he had an incident on the final turn which ruled him out of any points paying position. So he's definitely not been too lucky in the season so far, which is you could say a common feature with Tom Ely. He doesn't get the best of luck sometimes, but he's always up there, always competitive. As look at the time difference between first and third.
8,000ths of a second separating Tom Ely, Tomasz Matazowski and Robert Wiesmuller. Let's have a look at some of the drivers. Jonathan Aukerklint goes to 5th position.
Brilliant by Jonathan Aukerklint.
Up on his time. Now, according to the practice times the last couple of weeks, Jonathan and actually many of the drivers can actually go faster. I can't see any drivers that have actually done personal best so far in this qualifying session. But obviously on such a short track, there can be time differences that are so minuscule, just slight mistakes that you don't really notice, and that ends up costing you a 10th, which is such a big difference on such a track like this.
Yeah, as you're seeing now by the gaps. But I mean, the thing is, you say drivers aren't going as quick as practice. Some people say that quite a lot, but the thing is about practice, you have 500 laps maybe to perfect one, and the drivers that really stand out and make their mark are the drivers that can perfect it, you know, within a range of 3 or 4 laps. Those are the drivers that really make their mark and can win the races. If anyone can be quick over, you know, one in 500 laps, can absolutely nail every apex and do a good time. But the ones that stand out are the ones that can do it lap in, lap out. And Thomas Matazowski seems to be doing that at the moment. He was quick in practice, and oh no, he's crashed, and I should never have cursed him. I never watched Chris Butcher.
Can follow him up.
This kind of trains you're seeing at the moment, especially when you see the close ones where the cars are really following each other, almost making contact. That's the kind of trains we're expecting to see during the race, and it's going to be absolutely sensational. But now we are on board with Chris Butcher, heading into the final turn. He's 40 seconds into the lap, and he's already in the final turn, so it shows how short the track is. And he is purple. He's 300s up on pole position, and he does have a slipstream from an ice cold driver, so I'm sure they'll be trying to get out of that slipstream, but probably on a lap themselves. Not sure who that was. I think it might be Tom Ely, accidentally helping Chris Butcher of THR right now, heading down the pit straight with the slipstream. Chris should go pole, we think, and he's just coming up to cross the line. He only goes 5th. He lost over a 10th in that final corner, so the slipstream not making up the difference very well. Louis Fernandez goes fastest! Oh my goodness, by a full 10th of a second. Louis Fernandez, I saw the purple, I was about to mention him, and he goes fastest. Absolutely stunning lap by him.
Will anyone beat that? That's over a 10 faster than Strana. Yeah, we never even noticed Strana who was...
And Tvite's a 10th up.
Time.
Sorry Eric, Tvite's over a 10th up in the first sector. We'll see if he can carry that. He has carried it through sector 2, I think. So he's now heading down through the chicane down towards the last thing. So can Eric Tvite steal this from Louis Fernandez? But we still have 3 minutes to go, so anything can happen.
We also have Orkacliffe currently in 8th position, who's over a 10 faster on his time. If he improved by over a 10, he might even be in the top 5. So
that would be stunning from Orkacliffe.
He's not purple. He's lost about 2 to 3
he's lost up too much.
Kilos also up.
Yep, Tvite, this could gain him in position though, because he's 3/10 down in the time, and now in this lap he's only 1/10 down, so this could
look at that! Jonathan Orkacliffe and Simon Kiddo are both improved, Ali on and Eric Strana also up.
No, Tvite doesn't improve, so let's follow Orkacliffe. He's a man that no one would have been expecting to be at least challenging for top 5s, but look at his pace right now. He's purple through sector 2, and is he backed off? No, he hasn't backed off. Oh, and he's lost quite a lot of time in that second sector. So Louis Fernandez obviously nailed the second part of his lap, because a lot of drivers are beating him in the first. But wouldn't this be a massive upset if Louis Fernandez could take a pole position in this race? No one would have expected that.
Well, that would actually be the 3rd qualifying upset in a row in the TPS. You know, in the final, in the 2 rounds of the recent. Well, yeah, in the 2 rounds at Barbagallo in the VVA test, we had 2 surprise pole setters. Will we have another? Currently, it looks like so. It's Eric Strana can't improve on his time. Kilo and Butcher are also improving. Butcher's just in the final few. Oh, Ely! Well,
I'm not sure if Ely was on a lap there.
Definitely harmed him.
Yeah.
I don't really see the points. I don't really
lost
see the
green
point of what
sectors.
Butcher. Sorry. I don't really see the point of what Ely just did.
Yep, I'm not sure if he was on a lap or not, but yeah, that's disappointing.
He slowed down a lot anyway.
Yeah. Sorry, Orkacliffe there. So sorry, I was talking to him about him a bit too much because he was green actually by 2/10 going into the final sector, but didn't quite do it. Andy van der Velde is also green, but that's not going to make a big enough difference. But you know, if one of these drivers like Orkacliffe can just nail one lap with a slipstream, they're going to find themselves in the top 5, and that's just going to be a massive upset, and it's going to create an absolutely stunning race. I mean, we're seeing drivers, Eric Tvite, who was, you know, he was purple earlier on in the session, he's now down in 11th. Toby Davison 13th. He does not like these cars too much, and he's just kind of cementing that idea. Eric Strana is purple.
John is just coming across the line now. Can he do it? No! Oh my god, you cannot get closer to your personal best in quali without actually improving. 1,000ths down on his previous fastest lap in quali.
And Ely has done exactly the same time as Strana just did, so that Strana now set 2 laps within 1,000th of Ely's best. As Thomas Matazowski's purple. Oh, Chris Butcher! Where did that come from?
Well, it came from his car, I think. He gets told like half a second. Louis Fernandez, I don't think he'll mind being second, but, well, what could have been, really?
There's still time to go, though. Matt, I mean, look how close. I mean, even if you look actually from 3rd to 6th position, sorry, 3rd to 7th position, there's just over 100th of a second between 3rd and 6th. That's 5 drivers within about 100th of a second, and that is unbelievably close.
I've just noticed I can't see, well, Andrew Waring's not in the top 16, so not the best qualifying for Andrew Waring. He's done 22nd on his Precision Motorsports debut, as Matuszewski is fifth. He didn't improve. Someone that might improve, though, is pole sitter Chris Butcher. Well, he's in the final sector, and he's getting a slipstream from one of the ice cold, or is that walk racing? Let me check.
Not quite sure, but
yeah, it's walk racing.
Auckland was green, but he's not anymore. Visa Miller's purple as well. But yeah, Andrew Waring disappointing down in those positions as Butcher doesn't improve. But yeah, Andrew Waring, I think if he can get one clean lap, he will be a lot further up there, because we've seen him with good pace in practice. It's just a shame if he can't get that one lap in. But yeah, Chris Butcher stealing the spoils at the moment from Luis Fernandez, but we've still got lots of drivers on laps, and we have seen faster times. Hughes in the way.
I don't think many people are on laps. I think that Eric Twite had actually finished his lap by then. I think Adrian Holm is actually the only person on a lap, but he's now half a second down. So I don't think anyone will be improving.
Yeah, Holm might actually improve, but it won't be by much. He's in 16th at the moment. If he is the only man on the track, we'll see him cross the line. And Andrew Waring has not improved. He'll be absolutely gutted with 22nd on the grid as Holm pits.
One driver that has improved though is Ray Lilly. He's moved up a couple of positions to 24. Toby Davis, is he improving? Well, no, he must have missed the checkered flag there.
Yeah, definitely. So, and I think that might be it. Oh man, that is a fantastic qualifying session. We'll run you through the grid in a bit more detail once we've shown you some videos before the race begins. But Chris Butcher takes pole position by half a tenth from Luis Fernandez. Then there's a 10th gap back to Eric Strand in third, and then an incredible 100th of a second, or just over 100th, covers 5 drivers. That is just, you'll never see that again in any sim race.
And yes, in the next few minutes now, you will see the trailer for the Tom Onslow Cold Clio series. Make sure you watch it on Wednesday. Hello, and we are back in warm-up after that absolutely frantic qualifying session for race 1 here at Norisring. And what a surprising session we saw. So we saw Chris Butcher on pole, which is exactly what he needed after a rather disastrous round by his standards 2 weeks ago at Campo Grande. And pole position, it's always good when you can get a pole position just when you need it. And well, we also another surprise was Luis Fernandez, second place. Even though, oh well, sorry, I wouldn't really call Butcher getting pole a surprise, but it was good for him anyway. And also, pole position for Luis Fernandez was also just as good. So with just less than 2 minutes, let's talk about what we likely see during the race. So John, take it away.
Yep, so we're going to have, once this warm-up session is over, which we've only got a minute and a half to go, we will see a full formation lap where the drivers have a chance to warm their tyres and brakes, and then we will go green, green, green for 28 laps of amazing action from the virtual minis. Then, of course, we will see a couple of minutes delay, and then we will have another 10-minute qualifying session where the drivers get another chance to prove their worth and try and snatch that second race pole position. And then we will have a repeat of what we're having now, which is a 5-minute warm-up, and then the formation lap, and another 28 lap sprint race here at Norisring. So yeah, fantastic action coming up for you, so don't go anywhere. We've only got a minute of warm-up left, and we're watching some of these drivers go around. I think the driver that I think surprised us all and impressed most was Luis Fernandez. We did say something about him during qualifying or warm-up, or practice, sorry. We were saying, you know, he's the kind of guy that would always be there but not quite in that top 5, and he's burst his bubble right there. He's gone second in qualifying. Looked for a while like it might even be pole position, and then Chris Butcher came up with the goods and delivered an incredible lap. And we're going to see Luis Fernandez really feature in this race, I think. And he'll definitely be aiming for a podium or a top 5.
Yeah.
And I think he's definitely capable of doing that.
Yeah. Now, just to let the viewers know, now Chris Butcher, the pole sitter, this is actually where he got his first ever World Touring Masters win, which is another league here at the TPS. It was a big thing for him, as he'd been fighting for, well, he'd been fighting for in all the seasons to get his first win, and then halfway through season 3, his opportunity finally came, and it was an absolutely splendid performance. So he's obviously experienced around here, he's had some good memories here, and I wouldn't be surprised if he can deliver the same sort of goods today.
Yep.
And also, just some news, Airstream Motorsport will not have any drivers racing today, as Matt Richards has pulled out due to some technical problems.
Yeah, he's been suffering from quite a few of them recently. He's had to miss, I think he raced in Division 2 in the Clios, but struggled with some hardware problems with his throttle especially. So yeah, disappointment for them, and I think the other man who'll be disappointed with his qualifying has got to be Andrew Waring for Precision. He looked very quick during practice, and he definitely looked like a contender for a pole position, if not top 5, and he's not really lived up to that right now. But we're going to go on the warm-up laps, so I'll allow Bradley to take you through the grid.
Oh, we have a slight problem, it seems. So, yeah, we have a slight problem. I don't know what's happened. So it may be a few minutes. No, it's fine actually.
Yep. So the drivers are now just taking to the grid, and then they will be warming tyres and brakes. The formation lap won't be too long, so we'll quickly run you through the grid. Chris Butcher on pole position for THR from Luis Fernandez. It's an ice cold second row with Eric Stram and Tom Ely third and fourth.
Oh, wait, let's just get back.
Yeah. Wait till we get onto the drivers as they begin the formation lap. Yep, Luis Fernandez second. Eric Strahan and Tom Ely will be ice cold third and fourth. Thomas Matazowski for THR in fifth, and Robert Riesenmüller sixth. Simon Kielov for Precision is in seventh, and Chris Shepherd's in eighth. Sorry for going so quick here, but we've not got long on the formation lap. Van der Velde is starting in ninth ahead of Eric de Veit, race winner last time out, in 10th. Ockerclinth, a brilliant result in 11th, ahead of another brilliant result, Walk Racing's Jimmy Hughes. David Junt will be starting 13th, ahead of Toby Davis. Chris Dart 15th, and Adrian Holman 16th. And we'll wait for the ticker at the bottom to scroll along. So we've got Chris Hack in 17th position, Scott Sovic for Optimum in 18th, Soren Mogensen in 19th, ahead of Ethan Bass in 20th. Then at the outside of the top 20 we've got Marius Miravold 21st on his return, Andrew Waring for Precision starting a disappointing 22nd, Xavier De Cavallo in 23rd, and Ray Lilly in 24th. Rico Arnold will be starting in 25th, ahead of Ryan Walker, new boy to the series, in 26th. Razvan will be starting in 27th, ahead of Lukasz Demolin. 29th will be Andy van der Venne, and I think that rounds out the field. David Zafew, I'm not sure if he's taking part, he's actually... Oh, he is taking part, sorry. So David Zafew will be starting in 30th position.
So who do you think will come out on top in this 28 lap race?
I think it'll be difficult to bet against Chris Butcher, but I am going to bet against him. I'm going to say Tom Ely for this one.
I'll go with Chris Butcher. I think he really, really wants this win. So there you can see the grid lined up. Just the
Yep.
final few cars there at the back.
I think it could be between the two of them for this one. It's going to be absolutely fascinating with the massive trains we're going to have here as we wait for the final cars to grid and the green flag to fly. So we're just waiting for the lights to come on right now. And we will be going green for the third round of the Virtual Mini Challenge. The lights are on now, and they're green. And Chris Butcher, has he gotten a good start?
Yes, he has, and Andy, I think Eric Strana might even move into second position. Oh, it's very close between Eric Strana and Tom Ely, the teammates, so make contact a bit, but going into zone 1, will we see carnage?
Yes, probably, but let's hope not. But I think some of the drivers are expecting. There's a precision car down the inside. I think that's Keelov making a good move down the inside without contact. And I think there's a bit of lag there.
I think, and it looks like Jonathan Organ dropped down from his 11th position down outside the top 16. But
Ice
look
cold
at his lead
side by
from Chris
side.
Butcher.
Yep, brilliant start. But ice cold drivers are side by side, and Ely has got the upper hand over Eric Strana. Chris Butcher trying to run away at the front, break that slipstream, and try and get away from that train. Robert Wiesenmuller in 5th position, trying to fend off Simon Keelov, who had a brilliant move down the inside of turn 1 without causing any carnage.
Yeah,
pick up a few positions there.
But at the same time, he's trying to overtake Eric Strana for 4th as they go almost 3 wide. Robert Wiesen trying to overtake Strana, and no, Strana. Oh no,
I think he
Strana
does
got
have
blocked
him.
right from Fernandez, and Wiesenmuller's going to take both of them, it seems.
But Strana's going to have the slipstream, and Wiesenmuller is not, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens into turn 1 here. Sorry, my mic cut out there. But Chris Butcher leads over the line after lap 1. Tom Ely in second, 2.5 seconds behind, so an absolutely stunning start from Butcher. Louis Fernandez in third, trying to fend off about five or six cars into turn 1. And there's a bit of contact between THR and Simon Keelov's come down the inside.
Oh,
he's slightly going the curve, Strana's sideways.
And contact between Strana and Spite. I don't know exactly how Strana got sideways, meanwhile Jonathan Orkin sent to the pit, so what could have been there for the Optimum Sim Racing driver?
Yep, Andrew Waring up to 15, so he's made a good start, made up 7 positions. But yep, as we're saying, Chris Butcher, an absolutely sensational start here to this race. Just pulling away from that train and letting them battle amongst themselves. As we look down through the field, some of the other action going on, because there will be action all the way down the field. I think there was 3 wide there for it looked like about 12th position. Got cars going into the final chicane, Auckland coming out of the pits, and this is another 3 wide battle going on. So as we're saying, racing, brilliant racing going down all the way through the field. Is that Adrian Holmes had a bad start, and it looks like Omari's Mirabald wants to look at that as well, and he has made his way down the inside of one of the walk racing drivers.
Yes, but meanwhile back at the front, Tommy trying to get a gap from Louis Fernandez. Kilo is in 4th position, so a good start from him. Chris Shepard's in 5th, so not too bad from him. Robert Wiesenmuller has dropped down to 6th. Eric Strana is in 7th, so not good for him. And we have Spike making down inside of Davis. Davis.
Oh, and that's going to cause a pile up. That's going to cause a pile up. No. Toby, is it Toby Davis?
Toby Davis? Sorry.
Or Matazowski. Look at this. Absolute carnage in turn 1. It looks like a Monaco pile up because we had Van der Velde getting it. Looked like hit from the rear. Not sure whose fault that was, but he ended up facing the wrong way, and it's caused carnage.
I think was that Davis?
I think it might have been Davis actually.
So they ended up making contact. No, I think it might be either Matuszewski or Davis. And look at it, everyone just piles in. THR car flips over, more THR cars in the wall, Demlin as well. Walker, an absolute carnager. So that's now sent Ray Lilly at the back, Lucas de Monin, Reiko Arnold, and Van der Velde.
Yep, so that's the biggest multi-car crash we've seen this season. Our drivers getting off.
Is that Carvalho?
We'll see in a second.
Yeah,
it is Carvalho.
Carvalho's had some sort of incident there. He's got his so it looks like he's already had an incident. And his contact with, I think that was Razvan, and he's been sent into the wall just at that full throttle Kingston. That's not good there.
Oh, Tvite's in the pit lane. Eric Tvite is down the pit lane, and he's obviously getting damage repairs. So yeah, massive crash there. Probably the biggest we've seen this season. But we should probably look back at the front in case there's been any changes. Sorry, we got a bit caught up there. That was brilliant action, and unfortunately ended up with a bit of a crash. But yeah, Chris Butcher
got ahead of Shepard. And look at that from Andrew Waring. He's gone from 22nd to 9th position.
Avoided the carnage.
Wow.
But where is Simon? Oh, sorry, Simon Keel's in 4th. Just because I thought I saw one of the precision cars getting slightly involved. I think it was Waring, but I didn't lose too much time. Obviously, going from 24th or 22nd, sorry, to 9th. So brilliant start from Waring. Ethan Bass will be delighted with 10th at the moment. Scott Sovic in 13th, Yunt 14th. You know, there's going to be battles all the way down the field here. Adrian Holm, who was in 22nd a minute ago.
Yeah, and we've also got Ollie Marius Mervold in 16th position. It's not too bad after his poor qualifying. And I really think it was Matuszewski who had the actual original incident. Yes, it was. So, well, obviously that will be looked after after the race. But the stewards. Oh, is that car out? Carvalho's out.
Carvalho's out. Yeah, sorry for scaring all those Toby Davis fans out there that we thought he was out the race. Upside down, it was actually Matazowski. So Davis is actually up in 8th position still. Andrew Waring, as we talked about, is in 9th. We've had quite a lot of cars in the pits during that. I think Tomasz Demelin was in the pits, and Chris Hack was actually in the pits during that. Looks like David Junt is dropping back a bit in 15th position.
Robert Wiesman and Chris Shepherd have been heavily fighting.
Down the
Chris
inside.
Shepherd's now got the position, but Robert Wiesman takes the position back, and look at that for an opportunistic move by Eric Strana. A brilliant move there from the Swede.
Yep. And these two are the main championship contenders at the moment. 5th and 6th position, Robert Wiesenmüller and Eric Strana, 1st and 2nd in the championship respectively. So it can be a very exciting battle between these two. This is the battle for the lead of the championship. Butcher's a few points back, as is Ely after his problems at Campo Grande. So these guys will just be looking to get back in the fight.
Well, if Butcher can win this race and Robert and Eric struggle, and you saw where they are now, then I really think Butcher will be right back in this, and he'll be very close up front.
Yep, and these two battling is going to let Chris Shepherd back in the mix. He almost went for a move there on Eric Strana, who was forced out wide. These two, we did see great battling between the two of them last time out, and we're seeing it again here. Strana goes in a bit deep. There's contact between the two of them. Can Wiesenmüller make his way around? He's going to have the slipstream, which Eric doesn't have. He's dropped quite a bit back from Kilov, so the cars are splitting up a bit more than I was expecting. We've not got one massive truly train, but that's because of the sensational race pace of Chris Butcher so far. There's nothing the other drivers can do about it after his fantastic start. As Wiesenmüller takes a wee look, gets a bit of a nudge by Chris Shepherd, but he's still in the slipstream of Strana, so we could see a move pretty soon.
Further up front, Luis Fernandez is actually doing a very good job. He's staying with Tom Ely, and he's still in 3rd position, so he may have lost position to Ely, but he's still in a very good position, aren't he? Getting his first ever TPS podium currently.
Yep, and yeah, so we've got Chris Butcher leading by 3.5 seconds from Tom Ely. Luis Fernandez, as you were saying, in a fantastic 3rd position, almost a second ahead of Precision's leading charger, Simon Kilov in 4th. Eric Strana is in 5th, and where's Robert Wiesenmüller? He's lost the position to Shepherd. Is he gone? No, he's there.
Yeah,
I thought he disappeared for a second.
Into turn 1, I'm guessing, with the slipstream, but he's back down the inside for the only right-hander on this track, not including Kinks. Oh, and I think, was that Chris Shepherd going to go for a move? Oh, he's got a slipstream.
Yep, this is the kind of racing we were expecting. Chris Shepherd going to look down the inside of Wiesenmüller. These guys need to be careful they don't battle too much, or Eric Strana will make a break for it. Is that Toby Davis diving down the inside of Shepherd? Good move.
Yeah, that was a very good move, actually, very similar to what Eric Strana pulled off for a couple of laps ago, a very opportunistic move, and that has allowed Robert Wiesman to get away. So brilliant team tactics there from THR. I'm not saying with team orders, because I don't really understand how that can be team orders, but that just shows you how being in such a big team can really help you, especially on circuits with such a large amount of slipstreaming.
Look at Shepherd though, round the outside of Toby Davis. He's not going to try that, is he? That would be a sensational move if he could, and unfortunately he did break a bit too late, going for an outside move on Toby Davis. And can he dive down the inside into the chicane? We're just seeing it now that he's going to go side by side into this right-handed chicane, so the chances are with Chris Shepherd, but he's backed out of that one, so he's laying behind Toby Davis. Andrew Waring in 9th, I think going from 22nd to 9th will have used up his tyres a bit, and he's a couple of seconds behind the slipstream, so yeah, I think 9th. Unless Andrew can put in amazing laps, he's going to get not too much further up the field.
Yeah, we've also got a good run so far from the Scot Ethan Bass, currently in the top 10, so we'll be very pleased with that, but let's see if Chris Stark can change that. THR goes into the final corner. Does he make a late braking maneuver? No, he doesn't. He'll be looking to get a better exit. Well, probably make a better overtaking opportunity into turn 1. And well, Ethan Bass' car is a bit beat up. I'm guessing that he was involved in that pileup.
Yep.
Jimmy Hughes as well, not too bad for him in 12th position. He's in about the same position he qualified in. Scott Sobick has moved up to 13th position, so that's where, actually, that's about where John Snorkelkind qualified, so they've almost swapped positions. Adrian Ho, 14th, Mervold, 15th, and look at this battle here between David Junt, Van der Venne and Razvan.
Yep, going down the inside. Oh, there's a car off on the inside. Can Junt hold position?
And that's a pretty good move there from Magnusson. He gave just enough room to Junt, and Junt will use that room to try and make an overtaking opportunity into turn 2, which he doesn't. He backs out a bit, I think. Oh no, he's got the inside and he makes a clean move, but Magnusson's now got the inside for turn 3.
Van der Velde right behind him, going down the inside of Matazowski for 20th position. So these are two drivers that have been involved in incidents and are lower down
than Van
originally.
He's just taken both of them.
Yep, wow, brilliant move by him. So two ADR guys making up the positions on THR at the moment.
Yeah, let's go further. Oh, yeah, I was going to say let's just go further about field as we see Matt
he's gone back
trying
down
to
the inside.
recover after being flipped earlier.
Yep, I know the feeling of flipping one of these front-wheel drive cars in the last couple of weeks.
Oh, look at this battle team between Kilo and Fernandez. Kilo currently now got that final podium position. Let's see if Fernandez can make a move back. If not, we can actually try and see how Kilo got the position. And it looks like it's just into turn 1. It looks like Fernandez just braked too late. Kilo had the inside and just managed to get just enough of an overlap there going into the next turn.
Yep, very good move there by Simon Kilov. Up into 3rd position, and he's very hungry for that 2nd. You'll want that from Tom Ely. Both of these men are they're 2 of the fastest, undoubtedly fastest in the league. Maybe haven't had the perfect race results so far this season, but they're hoping today can change that. Chris Butcher still putting in those incredible 101.8s, which is absolutely fantastic race pace,
yeah.
4.5 seconds in the lead.
And Toby Davis's temporary position change with Chris Butcher has allowed Beesman to get away, but Davis very quickly got ended up behind Shepherd. Oh, he's got Sobeys up to 11th, and Merville's up to 14th. What the hell's happened here? Some drivers have gone back. Ethan Bass is now 19.
Oh, nightmare. He's got a puncture.
Magnussen.
He's got a puncture, Ethan Bass. Take a replay of that if we can for Ethan Bass.
Oh no, sorry, that's the Carvalho. Well, where's Ethan Bass gone?
He's there.
Oh, Ethan Bass in the pits.
Oh, that's what's happened.
Is that the hairpin?
I think so. I think he's just he's gone in too deep. It's hard to tell because of the lag. I think he went into the wall.
I think it was, well... Oh, was that Matuszewski out? Matuszewski is out!
Take a replay of that one as well.
Is that a new incident?
I think it is, because he was obviously battling up there we saw a minute ago, and now he's out. Jonathan Ockerclint also a lap down.
Yeah,
so we're seeing a lot of action here. Ethan Bass, actually, we saw him run into the tyre wall on the exit, well, will look like run into the tyre wall. That might have actually been a puncture due to running over some debris, because it's unlikely to see a driver actually go straight on there, even though he was on the brakes.
Well, at the same time, there was a Mad Cape Racing driver with absolutely heaps of damage. So maybe the same happened to him, or maybe the debris came from his car.
Yep.
Just trying to find... Oh, and Scott Sovick's now dropped back from 11th to 15th, and now 16th, he's in the pits. Oh, that's not good for Scott there.
Lots of drivers having damage, unless they're making tyre changes, which I very highly doubt. So that's it. So this does mean though that some of the less expected drivers are going to be high up.
He's hit the inside walls. He's received a front left push, I'm guessing, or a front right. I'm guessing that's what that Mad Cape Racing driver did as well. It's very easy to do because it's well you want to try and maximise the track. So if you watch on board, just look at that is quite close to the wall, and if you can get even closer to that, then you can get such a good run. Even though Chris Dark, although he didn't get that close, he still got a pretty good run on Jimmy Hughes.
Yep. If you go into the wall on the entrance of the corner, you might hit it on the exit as well, as Chris Dark makes that move on Jimmy Hughes. And of course, all this action and all this this car crushing track is taking out so many drivers that we're going to see some of the ones that were further down in qualifying make their way higher up through the grid and picking up on other people's mistakes.
Who's that lab car?
Is that that's a nice cold track? That's
That's Chris Hack, sorry.
Yes. Just thinking it was Tom Ely for a second, but the purple showing us that is wrong. Kilov is only a second behind Tom Ely for second.
Well, Tom Ely's got away then. I think Tom Ely's actually catching up Butcher.
Yep, the gap stayed pretty consistent.
Exited the pits.
We now watch Chris Shepherd in 8th, Andrew Waring in 9th, still not making too many inroads. He's a couple of seconds off 8th position.
This seems to be the highest up battle. So Ollie Moraes Merville moved his way up to 12th after starting outside the top 20. So a great racing performance here from Pink Power, or Pinky Power.
Definitely standing out there in 12th position, doing a great job from his low qualifying position. Jimmy Hughes in 13th. He'll be looking to make a move on Ollie Moraes Merville while trying to defend from the cars behind, unless that's Chris Hack.
That's Chris Hack, that's the lap car.
So he shouldn't make too much inroad in that.
We've also got David Junn to the sort of front wheel drive rookie, as this is only his 3rd ever event in front wheel drive history. He's currently behind Van der Venne. And he's actually in an ADR sandwich. Or is he? Because Magnussen is trying to get his way past Van der Velde. Oh, Eric's fight out!
Yep, he's been out for quite a while now. I think he was running around a lap down. Yep, he's had some damage and he was running a lap down. And now he's actually decided to retire, so a real shame for Eric de Vite. Sorry if we missed that earlier on, but yeah, actually Andy van der Velde has been passed by Mogensen, which is slightly disappointing from his point of view, considering how high he was up in qualifying and practice. So I don't think he'll be too happy with being down there, especially behind his teammate, who I have to say, Davy van der Venne usually shows slightly more pace, but van der Velde has got the measure of his teammate today as Mogensen's hit the wall. Nightmare. And this is the exact incident we're kind of talking about there. you know, if you hit that inside wall, you're going to either pick up a puncture or be flung into the outside wall, which is going to kill your car completely. So Mogensen just proving this track is becoming a bit of a car killer. Someone going slow there.
And talking about car destroyers, we've had Eric Tveit out, Razvan out, Matazesi and Carvalho all out, and also Lucas de Molin, Rico Arnold, Ethan Bass, Jonathan Orkaclin, Chris Hack and Scott Sovic have all had to pit. I think Ray Lilly might have had to pit as well.
Yep. So we've had this is a car killer.
Oh, and here is his battle developing. So Tommy Lee's been getting away from Kilo, and Kilo has been falling into the clutches of Opium Racing driver Louis Fernandez. And look at this, Eric Strana's not too far away as well.
Yep, Mason Miller dropped a bit back off Eric Strana, which he'll be slightly disappointed with. But yeah, Louis Fernandez, he's showing that it wasn't just qualifying pace he's got, he's actually closing in on the Precision Motorsports Simon Kilov, which is quite surprising because Simon's usually brilliant at maintaining his tyres and showing great race pace, and it looks like Louis Fernandez is definitely keeping measure on Simon. He looks like he's actually closing him in as Ethan Bass is in the pits again, so really nightmare for him after he was in the top 10 earlier on.
Yeah, it was all going so well. There's many that pile-up has caused so many issues for many drivers. Obviously, there's been other issues for some drivers. Many drivers who had a good qualifying position or have been, you know, having a good race sometime in the race. Just a slight tap, especially at that turn 2 and turn 3, where we've seen a few incidents happen so far. It's absolutely deadly. If you get a punch at that seat, your race is ruined.
It's so close. This is what drivers are doing lap in, lap out. This is why it's claiming so many victims. You just have to get so close to the wall if you want to keep up the lap time. And Fernandez just proving there how close it is. We were screaming here just looking at it, even though it's virtual, it's still scaring us. But yeah, Chris Butcher out in the lead is absolutely he's got this race wrapped around his finger. He's 5 seconds ahead of Tom Ely now, so he's even increasing the gap. Not taking his foot off the accelerator, and it's a brilliant race.
I'm actually surprised at how much it's spread out. I can't now. Okay, we have a few trains of cars, but it's not like they're really fine position.
Yep. Sovic getting out of the way of some cars a lap ahead of him there.
Yes, let's go back to the battle for third. Fernandez just isn't able to get close enough on that main straight. I think Kilo's really doing very well in the final corner.
And Strand's right there now.
Sector. I was going to say final sector, but that's all it is really, just one corner.
It's a corner per sector, isn't it? But yeah, Kilov really pressing. Not Kilov really pressing. Louis Fernandez really pressing Kilov, and Eric Strand just sitting in the background as he does at Campo Grande. We'll actually have a great onboard view from Strana of the action going on ahead. Louis Fernandez, he just needs to get close enough to make a move down the inside, and then he'll be through. We've only got 10 laps to go in this race, so he's going to need to make a move reasonably soon. And of course, when he does make the move, Kilov will then be the man in the slipstream, so we're going to see a repeat of it maybe. You know, the role could be reversed, and suddenly Eric Strand's right there. Mason Miller maybe a little bit too far back to be involved, but this is where all the action's happening at the moment. It's for that final podium position. As we see the gap between Louis Fernandez and Eric Strand, just half a second. Heading down into the first corner now, and it doesn't look like any other drivers are going to make a move. Kilov's actually pulled out a little bit there in the final turn, as Louis Fernandez seems to close up right well on braking though.
Yeah, it does seem to the way, although before the race I do remember people saying that Kilo was actually very good on braking, so we'll see what develops there. We'll see, you know, and Mervold, I noticed that, you know, on the other side of the track was having a very close battle there, and it is with Chris Dark.
Yep. Oh, he's run wide, don't hit the tyres. Ooh.
Yeah, Mervold completely outbraked himself. It also seems like we have a battle between Adrian Holm and Andrew Waringers. Waringers now dropped out of 9th position and into 10th. Top 10 is still not too bad on his Precision Motorsports debut, however, for a Precision driver, well, more is expected.
Yeah, I think actually Andrew got involved in the incident early on, and after starting 22nd, making his way up past so many cars, he's going to ruin his tyres, and also maybe carrying a little bit of damage, and he's dropping a few positions. Adrian Holmes actually made a brilliant inroad, because we saw him earlier in this race in 22nd position, and look at him now in 9th. So fantastic comeback drive from Holm. Waring, maybe slightly disappointed with 10th, but we've seen so far in the practice and etc. Andrew Waring definitely has the pace to be there, so I'm sure they won't be too disappointed with him.
Van der Velde, who was running in the points position, is now out of this race. That gives Chris Hack now the final points position.
Yeah, it's showing how much this...
Actually, we've also got David Zaffu in the pit, so maybe that will allow Scott Sovic to pick up 20th position as Mervold moves up to 11th position with a good move on Dark. But Dark now, has he got a better run into turn 2? He's... Oh! Either way, it's going to be close.
Yeah,
no, he's backed out of it.
this track is claiming many victims. If you look at, there's actually 4 cars in the points that are a whole lap down and have been in the pits. So it's claiming a lot of cars. You're so close to the walls, especially in the fact that it's a street circuit. As we see another car in the pits there, I think that was Zafiu.
Yeah, just to let you know, David Jones has not been in the pits and he is not a lap down. Ray Lilly is actually the first car who is a lap down. So Zafiu is in the pits, so Chris Hack will overtake, and Scott Sovic will as well. So it's only a couple of seconds behind Hack. Orca Clint's 1 corner behind, and Bass is half a lap behind.
Yeah, so good racing so far. We've only got 8 laps to go in race 1. Chris Butcher absolutely dominating the field today. 5.5 seconds ahead of Tom Ely, so still increasing that gap as there's contact between Strana and Fernandez.
Actually, I don't think there was any contact between the two. I think there was almost going to be contact between Strana and the wall, and Strana had to adjust his position very carefully so he could keep racing.
Yep, he's going to make a move down the inside here, almost undoubtedly, and no, I'm wrong. So holding station behind Fernandez, he's going to have a brilliant run down this main straight though, and I think Strana will be looking to make a move into turn 1. We follow on board now with the ice cold driver, wanting to repeat his win from last time out at Campo Grande, trying to make inroads on the championship lead in Wiesenmüller, who is right now in 6th and can't do anything about these 2 guys. So yeah, Eric's going to be wanting to steal as many points as he can from race 1 here without taking a win. He's now going to take a look down the inside of Fernandez, and we can't see the car, which means we're side by side. And they're heading into the corner. Oh, but Fernandez is very good around the outside. He's held it well, which means he's going to have the inside to the chicane and a better run off the corner. So if he can make this stick, Louis Fernandez down the inside, absolutely fantastic defensive driving. He goes into the turn 1 on the outside, the unpreferred line, and he holds it, but not now because Strana has made it around the outside into the chicane.
Yeah, and that's not the first time we saw Fernandez getting close to the turn 2 and turn 3 walls.
Oh, and hits the wall actually there.
Toby Davis heavily hit the wall. That was a very heavy hit on the wall there for THR co-owner, but he's still going.
Yeah, I don't think you'll have too much damage from that. That wall you can actually get away with clobbering it a few times as long as you don't hit it too hard at a bad angle.
Mervol's got away from Dark, and Waring's lost out to home. So now it's Dark and Magnusson. Oh no, actually no, sorry, that's a lap car. That's 2 lap cars that were in between Dark and Magnusson. So Dark's now sort of on his own. Magnusson's sort of just ahead of Van der Venne. Ryan Walker's actually had a very good performance on his debut to this league. He started near the back in about 26th position, I believe, and he's made his way on to 15th. That's a very good performance there. Jimmy Hughes, who was actually fighting for the top 10 earlier, is now 16th. 17th is David Junt. 18th is Ray Lilly. Chris Hack and Scott Sovic round out the points positions, and Jonathan Orphan is in 21st. With Zafiu 22nd, Bass 23rd, Arnold 24th, and Lucas running last of the runners.
Yep, I think Aukerklint will be disappointed with his race because he showed so much promise in qualifying. Chris Butcher's last lap actually was very slow compared to usually, about 7/10 off, and he's lost time to Tom Ely. So I'm hoping he hasn't clobbered a wall and picked up some damage because he definitely deserves this win the way it's going so far.
Yeah, and in the last few laps, Keeler has been catching up Ely. Meanwhile, Davies definitely lost a lot of time with that wall bang that we saw last lap. He lost over a second just in that lap.
Yeah, I think he's okay.
Huh?
No, just saying I think he's okay. I don't think he's got damage because of his last lap time.
Well, if he did have major damage, we would have seen him in the pit so far, as you can't go around with a plunger for 5 laps or something.
Yep, and I think Louis Fernandez is actually dropping into the clutches of Robert Wiesenmüller. He'll be trying to hang on to that top 5, but Robert's a fantastic driver, and he's usually quite good at his tyre saving, so we could see him putting up a good fight for top 5, trying to keep up with his championship rival Eric Strand, who is in 4th position, a bit too far behind Kielov to make a move. But can we see Wiesenmüller close in enough on Fernandez to make a move with only 5 laps to go? Yeah,
I think Fernandez, he was quick at the start of the race, and I think that's affected him because he's been pushing too hard with drivers that he wouldn't normally be racing with, and it means that his tyres are worn out due to it. And look at this, Wiesenmüller's right in the back, or he might even get him into turn 1 this lap.
Yep, he's in the slipstream, and he is definitely less than a second behind, so in F1 he would have DRS. I think in the minis the slipstream makes up for that, but he's not actually closed in as much as I was expecting towards turn 1. I don't think he's quite close enough to really benefit from the extreme effects as Louis Fernandez gets the car turned in nicely. So good defensive driving by Fernandez, just holding the car nice and tight to the apexes, braking nice and early and getting good runs off, but I think he's not done that time.
Well, I don't think he did much wrong, he just struggled to get a good exit, and I think it's mostly tyre wear, because Vito got so much up, and Fernandez didn't really do much wrong there. Seems
Nope.
to be the same again, but Wiesmuller's just getting... Oh, actually, yeah, Wiesmuller's getting an okay run, but Fernandez does seem to be very good out of that chicane. You know, we've seen him very close to the walls at turn 2 and 3, and it does seem to be helping him defensively.
Yep, and we saw in qualifying his sector 2 time was incredibly fast compared to other drivers, so that seems to be the place where he's best at. But yeah, he's now right up there trying to fend off Robert Wiesmuller for that 5th position. And the good thing for Louis actually is if his tyres are really worn and he has to succumb to that position, he's got a nice safe 5-second gap back to 7th and Toby Davis. So if he can just keep the car on the road, as Wiesmuller goes down the inside now, he's going to run deep though, he's going to run very deep, and Fernandez will take the move back. But yeah, Fernandez at the moment, if he doesn't crash, the worst case scenario is going to be 6th position, which he'll be delighted with.
Oh yeah, you know, before this race, if you told Fernandez that he'd be getting a top 5 or a top 6, he'd be ecstatic, let alone starting from 2nd. Being fighting for the podium for most of the race, and now in the final few laps he's going to be fighting for 5th. A great performance there. Wiesmuller's now got a very good run into the final hairpin, so what we were saying about turn 2 and turn 3 doesn't seem to be correct this lap, as Wiesmuller goes to the inside, brakes slightly later than Fernandez now, takes the inside, gets a good run out, and I think that's
not
it,
done yet.
Unless Fernandez can get him back, which he might do, because look how close he is now.
Yeah, fantastic slipstream for Fernandez. He got a good exit there. Wiesmuller, you have to say, did get a good exit for the position he was in, but Fernandez got a better one, and now he's alongside the THR Red driver. This is a battle for 5th position, and this could end up mattering in the championship. Luis Fernandez fighting for glory, fighting for that first top 5 in the minis this season, and he'll be ecstatic with how this race is going so far, as Bradley was saying. Brilliant qualifying, and so far a brilliant race. It's just been a shame that his tyres have dropped off.
Oh, Chris Shepherd's in the pits.
Oh no,
Chris
he was
Shepherd, who
high
was
up.
having a really good race there in 8th position, has now entered the pits. That's ended all hope of him getting a top 10. That pushes Mervold into the top 10 on his TPS return. Magnussen, Van der Venne, Walker, Junt, many people that have benefited from this.
And look how many cars have had problems.
Will Shepherd actually lose his points position?
I don't think he will, because Sovic is actually 2 laps down. It's just, and his Shepherd is leaving the pits now.
Oh yeah, that's
and
fine.
I think he's far enough ahead. But yeah, we're just seeing the attrition rate in this track is absolutely massive. Adrian Holm, he was in 22nd early on in the race. Look at him now, up in 8th position. A fantastic drive by the Ice Cold driver. He's been quietly making his way up through the field, and he's up to 8th position ahead of the tyre struggling Andrew Waring, who will also be happy with his run through the field in 9th.
Yeah, great performance by the 2. Mervold is catching up Waring though. I don't think he'll be able to do anything in this last 2 laps. The Butcher should be crossing the line soon for his final lap of the race.
Yep. I don't think there's much battles going on track.
Actually, have we? Butcher
Yeah,
just
so we
got
should
a
probably
really
follow
good
him
start.
for this last lap.
Butcher got a really good start. Got a really good run out turn 2. Turn 1, and that was it. You know, Ely and Kilo had to battle with Fernandez, and well, Butcher hasn't really been able to fight for anyone. Fight with anyone.
Yeah,
it's always good to have a win, but I think it's a lot more fun having actually a good battle. So Butcher now across the line for his final lap of, to start his final lap of the race.
Yep, I'm not sure he'll be complaining too much about not having a battle. Chris Butcher, as you were saying, came out of turn 1, and then good night Irene, he was absolutely gone.
Lap cars, bloody lap cars on a short circuit.
We should probably follow Butcher though on his final lap, because we haven't seen much of him, and he'll be looking for some airtime with a fantastic race.
Look at this, Fernandez still close to Wiesmuller, but not close enough to make a move. Just a quick run down of the field. Mervold not close enough to Waring, it seems. Chris Dark, no on his own. Magnussen with Walker here. And Van der Venne. So they're going to be battling out on the on the final lap, so it'd be good to see the final result out of them lot. Ray Lilly, David Junt, they're both on their own. It seems like, yeah, most people are on their own now. Let's go back to the front to watch Chris Butcher come across the line. An absolutely splendid performance by the THR Red driver, and a great way to get back in the championship hunt.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic race by Butcher, who now crosses the line for an invincible victory for THR Red. And you know, this Campo Grande, some say that might have you know, disrupted his confidence a little bit, and he's just proven here. In some ways, Campo Grande might have helped him. You know, it says, you know, look, if I want to win this championship, I need to put in the practice, I need to get the setup nailed, I need to get my car dialed into the track, and that is exactly what Chris Butcher's done here. A pole position and a fantastic dominant race from him. So you can't say anything more than that. You can't do anything more than that. So it's THR from Ice Cold, from Precision, the 3 main teams at the moment in the Virtual Mini Challenge, finishing 1, 2, 3.
And Van der Venne and Walker getting together, and Walker's going to overtake Magnussen, it seems. So that little bump there from the ADR guys really helped him. Or has it? Because Magnussen just got a better run out the corner. So it looks like Magnussen will take 12th position. Yes, he will. Brian Walker 13th and Van der Venne 14th. Further back with Davy Johnson 15th.
Yep, look, less than 0.2 of a second covers 4 drivers.
16th is Ray Lilly, and where's 17th? 17th is Jimmy Hughes. And there's the rest of the field, so some of that cars, the rest of the points, Chris Shepherd 18th, Chris Hack 19th, and Scott Servitt 20th, and that rounds out the points finishers. We also have Orca Klimt in 21st, Zafiu in 22nd, Ethan Bass 23rd, very disappointing for him after a very good opening couple of laps, and Reiko Arnold 24th, Demolin 25th, and Venderveld is the first of the retirements. So what a brilliant race there. So what are your final notes after the race?
Yeah, I've said it many times so far, and I'm going to say it again. Chris Butcher can't get much better than that. It's a fantastic race, and he'll obviously be looking to repeat that in the second race, which is coming up for you pretty soon. Another few notable drives. Adrian Hall made a brilliant fight through the field to finish in the top 8. Andrew Waring also did the same to finish in the top 10. So a good result for those two drivers. Disappointing for Ice Cold's Eric DeVite, who'll be looking for better result in race 2. But we are now going to go to a video, and we will be right back for a qualifying session and race 2. So stay tight.
Inside SimRacing.tv, the fastest show on the internet. Sim racing news and reviews since 2007, with new shows every week.
And we are back here for the second race at Norisring of the Virtual Mini Challenge. We saw an absolutely fantastic first race with Chris Butcher coming out the dominant victor over second place man Tommy Lee, who finished ahead of Simon Keelov. and then to round out the top 5, we had Eric Strand in 4th and Robert Wiesenmuller 5th. So yeah, all in all, a fantastic first race. Some of the drivers that had some problems include Eric de Veit, who I was talking to him a second ago. Says he made contact with Toby Davis and he was blaming himself for it. He said it was his own fault and it ruined his suspension. So disappointing for Eric de Veit. And yeah, just a generally brilliant race, brilliant action going on. We had overtaking throughout the entire race, and the 28 laps passed unbelievably quickly. So looking forward to a fantastic race too, Bradley.
Yeah, and now we have qualifying 2 for this second race. Oh, got some problems. Oh, well, everything seems to be sorted now. So we're just watching Timing Kilo, who is on track for Precision Motorsports. Kilo, well, he managed to get a podium in the end, which wasn't too bad considering not the best of qualifying positions, especially after his pretty good performances, especially in race 1 at Campo Grande, race 2 didn't go fully to plan for him last time out.
Yep. A disappointing race 2. He was slightly further down the grid. Actually, Multi-BC is having a brilliant qualifying in 4th position. But I don't know how that's in 4th, but anyway, that'll be sorted in a second when everyone does their laps. Yeah, Kilov, he'll be probably looking to... yeah, he had a top 3 there. I think he'll be more happy with the win, to be honest. Obviously, everyone would, but Kilov will probably be expecting, you know, to at least be fighting right up there for a win instead of being, you know, 5 or 6 seconds behind with not really a chance. So yeah, let's just see if he can nail the qualifying, and let's see if his teammate Andrew Waring can nail the qualifying this time. And yeah, he just had a generally okay first race.
Yeah, well, it may have been okay, but okay is not going to be good enough if you want to be fine for the title.
Well, we say that, and he did beat the 2 championship leaders at the moment, so... Yeah, but consistently, yeah, you need to be winning a few races. Obviously, if you win enough races, then there's room for, you know, a few off weekends or a few off races. So, yeah, but Kilov definitely is going to be a championship contender. It's just whether he can keep the consistency up throughout the whole season and, you know, start winning races instead of just finishing in top 5.
Yeah, well, let's see if he can sort this out. Let's see. Obviously, well, where to start is good qualifying position. Let's see if Kilo can do that. Obviously, we aren't seeing any. If any drivers are doing fastest laps or anything, because there's been no laps set so far to compare against.
Yep,
but
I think Kilov will be the first.
To set time, or he should be anyway.
Yep, coming across the line in about 10 seconds time, or maybe a bit more, coming down the
5
back stretch right now. And will he? Well, of course he'll go fastest because there's no one else set a time, and he does a 101.844.
Yeah,
so
we should be seeing times 1.1.6. That's what we saw in Quali 1, and that's what we've seen in practice all weekend. Andrew Waring, Soren Magnussen.
Yeah.
Ray Lilly moves up into 3rd for now, but obviously, you know, early qualifying times and nothing really to judge about.
Yep, Waring's already actually gone faster than his Quali 1, so that's a good start for Andrew Waring, although I know he can still go half a second quicker than that. Robert Wiesenmuller is purple on the 1.8.
Yeah, we also have Ray
Lilly's purple. Yep.
Yeah, but obviously we will see a lot of times being improved. And Chris Shepard moves up into 2nd, not a bad lap from him. Chris Hack 3rd, so we have 3 times in the 101 so far. Robert Wiesenmuller should make that 4th. Yes, he does. It's a 1.1.7. That's a good start, and that's not far off from what we saw in Quali 1, but an extra 10th will probably be the pole time.
Yep, very good lap from Robert Wiesenmuller on a 101.7, over 10th ahead of Kilov, with all these guys obviously room to improve. We've got the 2 precision guys running precisely in order actually, so they'll be looking for a slipstream, and I think Kilov's helping Waring at the moment, trying to get him up there a bit higher.
And talking about slipstream, I think this is one of the only short tracks where you don't mind if you're behind a car. Most of the time in qualifying, if you're behind a car, you'll usually feel like you're being held up, but this is one of the times where you don't really mind that because of the slipstreaming.
Exactly, and I think Waring... Oh, he's lost lots of time, it looks like, or is this...
Well, let's see. Well, I think he let Kilo pass earlier in the lap, but let's just see some of the other drivers just come in. Chris Shepard moves up into 2nd, that's a good performance from him so far. Louis Fernandez currently in 7th. Let's see if the front row sitter from last time can improve.
Yeah, should be able to, as will Tommy Lee, who's currently in 9th. David Zaffiu goes green, Chris Dark is also green. Just in case you weren't familiar, if their times are green, that means they're personal best, they're up on their own best time. If it's purple, as we're seeing Tommy Lee, that means they're up on the pole position time. So let's follow Tommy Lee now, as Robert Wiesenmuller is also purple through Sector 1, but Lee's further on the lap, so we will follow him. Can he knock the THR driver off his perch? Tom, of course, races for THR in the Tom wants to call Clio series, but racing for ICR in the virtual mini challenge, and he's purple right now, 500s up on Beastmiller's time, and he's just showing it doesn't matter which team he races for, he can be competitive anyway.
Well, one thing is that Ely has not got a slipstream in front of him. That's going to be a big disadvantage compared to other drivers that will have a massive slipstream coming out of that far.
Tveit goes second. And Ely's slower than Eric Tveit, so yeah, that's as you were saying, that was the slipstream taking effect for Tom Ely. He just didn't maybe didn't nail the last turn quite as well as he'd hoped, and he didn't have the help to really drag his car across the line quicker. And Eric Tveit, a brilliant lap up to second position, the man who retired from race 1, looking to make amends with a 101.742, which is actually a very quick time. That would have put him, I think, third in qualifying 1. So the times do seem to be consistently faster in this one. And I think actually Bradley is disconnected from the channel, so we'll wait for him to get back in. But yeah, Tom Ely in third. We're going to follow, actually, we'll see if I can follow Robert Riesenmuller, who's currently fastest. Tom Ely also purple through sector 2. Actually, I don't think Riesenmuller's on a lap, so let's follow Tom Ely. He's 4,000s up on pole position time as he's going to come across the line now. Can Tom Ely improve and beat Robert Riesenmuller? Still doesn't have a toe. Chris Butcher up to 6th. Let's see Tom Ely cross the line. Will he improve as he comes across the line now? Can he go pole position? No, he still stays 3rd, so a good lap by him. As we look at now Thomas Matazowski, who's also purple through sector 1. I think Bradley's back, so I'll let him regain control.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, Matazowski really looking to be fastest. Oh, but he's slightly down, only by a couple of hundredths of a second though. A couple of hundred seconds behind will put him on the front row. A bit of flashing there, don't know who that was from. Might have been from Tate Davis behind regarding
Butcher's a full 10th up through sector 2, and Eric Strand, that's on the personal best, sorry. But yeah, Butcher a 10th up on Riesenmuller's pole position time through sector 2.
Matazowski moves him to 5th, and where will Butcher go? It was a Kilo doing quite a good lap so far.
Yep.
And Riesenmuller.
Sector time's lighting up, Riesenmuller as well, so Butcher crosses the line, and he does, a 101.626. No arguments there. Butcher once again is taking the initiative here and setting the fastest time. I think, yeah, Kilov is still purple, but he only goes second. It's a much better time than first qualifying, but it only manages second place for Simon Kilov, and looks like Butcher once again has a really good shout at this pole position. Shepard also purple.
Yeah, well, one thing about slipstream is that the sector times will vary considerably, because the slipstream can gain you a couple of tenths, but obviously if you're actual if in the corners you're not as skilled, you will end up losing time overall. So yeah, Chris Shepard now down, but a driver who isn't down is Tom Ely.
That time's going to be definitely very difficult to steal away from Chris Butcher. That pole position is an unbelievably quick time.
I think that actually might be the fastest time that we've seen all weekend.
I'll take a quick look.
I don't think we've actually seen anything lower than a 6.2. There's Tom Ely, well, he abandoned his lap. Luis Fernandez not doing as well as he did last time. He's currently in 9th position. At this time, in Quali 1, he was currently on pole. Van der Vel's got a good qualifying performance, currently in 8th position. Shepard in 7th, so 2 good qualifying performances there.
Yep, and Luis Fernandez's lap from Quali 1 was actually his fastest lap he's done all weekend. Chris Butcher's 101.626 was the fastest lap of the whole week. In practice, qualifying and racing, so good lap there by Chris Butcher.
Yeah, it's going to take something special to him to take pole position now as Luis Fernandez moves into 7th position. Seeing who is on a lap. Matazowski seems to be on... no, he isn't. Eric Tveit's just about to start a good lap. Getting a slipstream here.
Yep.
Oh, Chris Butcher's also faster in the first sector by a few thousandths of a second. Eric Tveit's upbrated himself a bit as behind who is
I think that was THR Red driver actually. I think that might have been Robert Riesenmuller, or Chris Butcher is THR Red.
I was going to say it wouldn't be Butcher because Butcher's further up the road.
That must be Robert Riesenmuller, but yeah, I doubt we're going to see too many more purple sectors because of Butcher's astonishing lap. Andrew Waring definitely needs to get out the pits and get on a hot lap because his 102.1 is far off what we know he can do. So down in 15th, he will not be happy with that. He really does need to just nail this lap to try and prove to himself.
And Tom Ely's on a good lap. Tom Ely's half a second off. Sorry, no, half a second. half a tenth off after the first sector. Oh, he got quite close to that inside wall. We also have Matazowski up by a similar amount.
Yep, I think you would need pretty big hacks to go half a second quicker than Butcher. But,
And Chris
yeah.
Hack now, I'm joking.
Eric Strana is actually purple through Sector 1 as well. Chris Shepherd also purple, so I was just a minute ago saying we'd not see many more purple times, and I've been proving wrong as usual. But Chris Butcher's second and third sectors were brilliant.
The second intermediate is the place where it's really important. It does, first intermediate's rather, quite easy to actually be faster in the first sector, but with other sectors it can all change. So Rob Miller at 10 foot currently. So look at this, he doesn't really look like he's doing much wrong. Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's hit the wall. Perfect timing to say that, Bradley. Doesn't look like he's doing much wrong, and he's smashed straight into the wall. But yeah, Robert, he was a 10th up on Sector 1 there, so he'll be kicking himself, because even if he couldn't have beat Butcher, he could at least beat Kilov.
Strana and Shepherd was in the same
identical
lap time. Strana actually did the lap time behind Shepherd, but I think Strana's actually got it by less than a thousandth of a second, sort of due to a fourth decimal place.
Or Strana's set a better second fastest lap. I'm not quite sure how that works.
No,
I think you're probably right.
In our factoring game stock car, it goes down to the 4th decimal place, even though it doesn't actually show it.
Whew. As David Junt, also only a thousandth off the nearest driver, and 14th, and Toby Davis 13th. As I say that, Toby Davis goes quicker in 12th. Where is Andrew Waring? He's not in the top 16 once again. Is Andrew Waring on a lap though?
He's in 19th and he's in the pit, so it's a bit better than last time, I guess. Doesn't look like we have anyone who would improve. Ray Lilly's going to improve though. Yeah, he improved late on last time, and it looks like he'll do the same again. This might move him up into the top 20 if he improves by 0.2 of a second.
Yep, he'll be happy with that if he can. Coming across the line. The times are so close though. We've got less than, well, between 1st and 28th, less than a second.
Yeah.
As Ray Lilly stays 25th.
Oh, yeah, not the best of final sectors there. And that is it. Yes, it is. So that was a very eventful quali 2. Not really as eventful as the first qualifying session with the surprise Louis Fernandez being on the front row. This time it's still the same pole sitter, Chris Butcher, but this time Simon Kilo takes up that second position.
Yep. And I think Louis Fernandez down in 10th is just showing that the pressure can get to you if you get such a good qualifying in race 1 and you have a good race. Your expectation is always high, and quite often you see drivers flopping in the second qualifying session if they've done really well in the first. So Louis Fernandez down in 10th, maybe a bit disappointed with that, but still all in all he'll be even if he DNF'd this race, he'll be happy with his weekend. Yeah,
I also heard some news from Johnson Norcliffe saying that he just couldn't get a full lap time together. And then he was used to driving a damaged car after his disastrous race 1, after some early contact.
Yep, so we've got 5 minutes left of warm-up.
And, yeah, I was going to say, talking about what I was repeating from Jonathan, it can be a big factor in these double events with 2 qualifying sessions. If you've been used to driving a car in race 1, let's say with high fuel, suddenly in quali 2, the car just feels so much different. You've got to adapt so much. You'll be having, you won't be having worn tyres, you'll be aiming to get good slipstreams, you'll be driving in a completely different way, and especially when you have damage, it makes it even worse. And I'm actually really surprised that Butcher's managed to do a faster lap in the second qualifying session, because we usually see, not only in the minis, but in all of the TPS leagues, where there's two qualifying sessions, that drivers tend to be slower in the second one than the first session.
Yeah, I think you've hit the nail on the head right there, because as we see Kilov actually clipping the wall there, but yeah, you've got the tyre wear and the massive fuel difference in the race, and you're just getting used to the worn brakes and worn tyres, and you come into the next qualifying session with you've actually got no lap time to get used to the qualifying setup again, and you end up just braking too early, turning in too early, because you're not used to the grip and you're not used to the the good braking, and it can catch you out, as we see a car sitting in the middle of the track there. Not sure that was. But yeah, actually looking at the qualifying, the top 6 drivers in qualifying are actually probably the top 6 contenders in the championship. We've got Chris Butcher, Simon Kilov, Robert Wiesenmuller, Tom Ely, Eric Tveit and Eric Strand. And those top 6 guys were the 6 that were fighting incredibly hard at Campo Grande, and they are probably the top 6 contenders in the championship, so that's just proving why they're there.
Ooh. Oh. Sorry about that. I don't know if you heard any background noise.
Yep, following Chris Hack now, but this is only warm-up, of course.
Is there any drivers that you think really could have done better in qualifying?
I think Andrew Waring has got to be one of them, because we saw him down in 19th position in qualifying, and yeah, once again he's slightly disappointing because we saw him have great pace in practice, even with his race pace was in the 0.8, and to see him 3/10 off of that on his quali runs, he can't be too happy with that.
Yeah, definitely. Now, obviously he did have the problems in race 1, unfortunately only getting a couple of points, so he'll be looking to do better this time, not getting involved in some incidents. I think the same would be said for Mazeski as well, and any driver that was involved in that pile-up, either, and even the drivers that weren't really involved in it and just ended up getting a bit caught up near the end of it. It's just a real shame when these things happen. But on a street circuit like this, if something happens like that, there is literally nowhere to go, especially as it would have been on the exit of the corner, which would have been partially blind for all the drivers until they actually appear on the scene, really.
Yeah, so I think...
We've got 2 minutes on warm-up currently.
Yep, I think we're going to go for a quick video, an advert for Inside Sim Racing, so we'll be back in just a minute.
Inside SimRacing.tv, the fastest show on the internet. Sim racing news and reviews since 2007, with new shows every week.
Okay, so we are back. So we're just going to go through some of the sponsors for the league and the TPS as a whole. Obviously, we wouldn't be anywhere without our forum providers, Inside Sim Racing. You just saw a video promoting them. This broadcast is actually provided by Multi BC. So well done. Well, yeah, great. Great service there that Multi BC provide. Live races as well, which is a tool used for live timing throughout the practice sessions, qualifying, and race. We also have SimSync Pro, which provides a very easy-to-use downloading service for mods and updates to these mods. So that's really useful for the TPS, and it is a great tool. What else?
I think that's all the sponsors, but of course, you want to know more about Touring Pro Series, head over to their Facebook page at facebook.com/TouringProSeries. If you want to keep updated on all the news and updates, head over to twitter.com and /touring_pro for that one. I think that's the full title. And of course, we've got the full broadcast replays and brilliant highlights on our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/TouringProSeries. So yeah, definitely head over there for some fantastic action. You can also catch up on the races you've missed if this is the first race of the season and you want to see the fantastic battles we've seen throughout the year at the first 2 rounds. Yeah, just head over to the YouTube channel, scroll down a little bit, and you will definitely find the first couple of rounds of the virtual minis and other leagues.
And also we have the main website, TouringProSeries.com, where you can find latest news. You can find out about the history of the TPS, and you can also have quick links to the forum, Inside Sim Racing, where you can also find more information on all of the leagues we have on offer, and also you can be able to sign up to them. We have we have many leagues currently active, this being one of them, and we also have the Clios and the V8s.
Yep,
so we're just
and that is the end.
Race now.
And we're going to have our second 28-lap sprint in this one.
Ooh. Wow. I'm looking forward to this more than Christmas.
Yep, and I'm also looking forward to the rest of the season. So just remember, every second Friday at exactly the same time, we will have the next rounds of the Virtual Mini Challenge, and we can see how this championship shapes up. But right now, we have Chris Butcher on the pole position from Simon Keelov for Precision. Buckle your seatbelts because this is going to be a brilliant action-packed race as we go on the formation lap. So Bradley, take us through the grid.
Okay, so on pole we have THR Red Driver and previous race winner Chris Butcher looking to make amends after his poor previous round. In second place we have Simon Kilo for Precision Motorsports, a very good qualifying this time, unlike the previous 2 rounds. Robert Wiesemuller, third place, not too bad for him, currently fighting for the title with Eric Schraner, who we will look at later on. Tom Ely in 4th position, finished 2nd last time, had a very depressing round at Campo Grande to say the least. Eric Dwight in 5th, just ahead of his teammate Eric Strana. Yep. Chris Shepherd, 7th for Smart Power Racing. with Andy van der Velde 8th, Thomas Massagessi 9th, and Louis Fernandez 10th. So that's the top 10. Fernandez not doing as well as he did last time in qualifying. Jimmy Hughes in 11th for Walk Racing, so a good qualifying performance there. Toby Davis in 12th position. Chris Hack is in 13th. David Junt is in 14th position with Jonathan Aukerklimp just behind. Adrian Holm is 16th. Ethan Bass is 17th. Xavier 18th. Waring 19th. Slightly better than last time, but still not the best. Magnussen 20th. Merville 21st. Dark 22nd. Scott Sovic 23rd. Lucas Damone in 24th. Ray Liddy 25th in that iPhone inspired car. Ryan Walker in 26th. Xavier Dar Carvalho in 27th. Razvan in 28th, Reiko Arnold in 29th, and rounding out the 30 car strong field is Davy van der Venne, who has had a poor qualifying session. Now all the cars are lining up on the grid. Van der Venne just getting into his grid slot right at the back.
Yep, and once every car gets lined up, we will see the red lights come on and shortly go out, and the green will come on, and we will be racing for the second race. And the red lights are on right now, and out they go. The green flag is out. Chris Butcher gets a good start. Kilov automatically goes on the defence straight away from Robert Wiesenmuller. So it looks like he's trying to get in the way of Robert Wiesenmuller to stop the two THR guys getting away at the front. So a good start all round there. No one had a bad start. Kilov's going to the lead. He's going to go straight on, is he? He's got it turned in. There's contact between the two.
Butcher retakes the lead. It's looking a bit cleaner this time around, but Sonic Killer still on the inside now for turn 2, but he has to back out of it. He tries to get a better run now out to turn 2.
Well, it looks like he might try and go on the outside. No, he doesn't. He stays sensible there, sticks in behind Chris Butcher, and if he can just stick with him at the start here and not get passed by Wiesenmuller, he's going to have a good shot at making his way past in the next couple of turns. But Wiesenmuller is obviously going to argue about that, as we see the two ice cold drivers also having a battle for 4th and 5th. 4th, 5th and 6th actually.
Yeah, we've also had an absolutely amazing start from Andrew Waring and also Jonathan Aukerklimp. So Andrew Waring, who was about 19th position, has gained about 10 positions. Aukerklimp's gained about 5 positions, while Louis Fernandez has gone from 10th to 13th. So mixed fortunes there for some of the drivers in the midfield.
Yep, but at the front we have Chris Butcher is less than half a second ahead of Kilov, but I think he's far enough ahead for Kilov not to make a move.
Well,
and if Butcher can just keep on putting in these fast laps, he's going to try and break away again.
Well, this is going to be a bit more different to to last round, I believe, because obviously he's going to have to fight a bit harder for this win, Butcher, because he hasn't been able to get a gap on the opening lap. However, I think Wiesenmuller will end up having to fight with Kilo, and that will stop Kilo from catching a Butcher.
Ooh,
and look
bit
at
of
that.
domino effect there.
That just proved my point entirely. They got together, and look at the gap that Butcher now has. It's going to be almost a second as they cross the second sector point. Ely and Tveit and Stranas, the three Ice Cold teammates, are still fighting. Meanwhile, we have Pinky Power, Mervold in the pits, so hasn't gone to plan like last round.
Tveit's down the inside of Ely. I'm not sure if he was. I think actually Ely was ahead of Tveit originally, so it looks like Tveit's made the move there, and they're coming across the line to complete the second lap. Here we see Andrew Waring now, absolutely sensational start. I'm lost for words about that. 10 positions gained. No idea how he's done that, but he's obviously made a fantastic move in turn 1, and he obviously got off the line very well. But yeah, Chris Butcher just driving away once again, and I don't think Kilov will be too happy about that. Robert Wiesenmuller might not mind. It'll be good for him and the team. It's a good morale boost to see them out front. So Wiesenmuller's just going to try and keep taps with Simon Kilov and see if he can get into that top 2.
Well, the contact there between Wiesenmuller and Kilov has just given Butcher that massive gap that he needed. I can't really see Butcher not winning this now unless he makes a stupid mistake. Eric Tveit, Tommy, Eric Strana, they're still fighting as hard as you can. You don't really, well, yeah, they may be teammates, but on the track they're still racing against each other.
Yep, not quite well, pretty much the way Red Bull would do it with Sebastian Vettel. So good action going on there. And yeah, we've seen David Junt and Ray Lilly in the pits having problems, but I don't know what Ice Cold are doing here. Ely and Eric Tveit are going side by side, and although it's providing good, exciting racing, they're costing all three of them time. And as we see one car being forced into the pit wall there, almost, it looks like an ADR driver.
Just exiting pit lane, yeah.
Oh, they're almost going 3 wide, Ice Cold. Oh, and there's look Chris Shepherd coming down the inside. So Strana's been caught up with his own teammates. There's contact between him and Tveit, and there's a brilliant battle going on between 3 Ice Cold drivers, all different nationalities, all having an absolutely fantastic scrap, but losing time to the cars ahead.
Yeah, we've also got this battle here between Van der Velde, Waring, and just behind it, Aukerklimp and Matazewski. Matthias now ahead of Davis actually. Davis has dropped back since he was actually fighting with Orca earlier.
Yep. And looks like Andy van der Veld's having a better run this time. He hasn't been involved in an incident yet, and he hasn't retired. And Kilov is defending hard from Robert Riesenmüller. They've already dropped a lot of time to Chris Butcher, who's turned out to absolutely dominate this weekend, or this race meeting so far. Kilov really under pressure from Riesenmüller. This could develop into a fantastic race-long battle between the two of them, because we know how good both of their race pace is. And yeah, definitely no love lost between the two of them, as Riesenmüller is right on the back of Kilov now. He's going to go for a move down the inside. He actually goes right, so that's going to put him on the outside line for the hairpin, which is slightly surprising, but maybe he had nowhere to go. Is he going to go around the outside? He has gone around the outside, but Kilov's defended well. Oh, brilliant stunt driving there by Simon Kilov.
Oh, what's happened behind?
Is that Waring? Oh no, not another one.
I think they've got away with Davis or Matuszewski? Matuszewski is involved in another collision at turn 1.
Yeah, I think actually we could take a replay of that, yep. So meanwhile, as we were shouting about...
So, Fernandez is... Oh, Fernandez. Oh no, there's any contact here between that's Waring and Van der Veld
being spun for the second race in a row at the same corner. Matusowski being involved in the same incident 2 races in a row. So that's that's almost that is almost a perfect repeat of race 1. But yeah, Simon Kilov doing an amazing bit of stunt driving there, managing to hold on to 6th position. We thought he was going over, and he managed to hold it. So fantastic action there. He'll not be happy with the position loss though.
Well, yeah, he won't be too happy with that incident because obviously contact was made. There was contact between him and Riesenmüller, which sent his car a bit further left. He lost control, which sent his car over the curb, and that's what sent him on 2 wheels. And yeah, that's a real shame there for Matuszewski and Van der Veld. Van der Veld was having a very good race, but contact there between him and Waring, I think. And Matuszewski also had nowhere to go, also with contact with Fernandez.
Yep. I think the contact between Kilov and Riesenmüller was pretty much a racing incident. It looks like Riesenmüller was going around the outside and Kilov wasn't having any of it. He wanted to keep that position, held it nice and tight on the inside, didn't let Riesenmüller get cut too far inside, and made contact obviously. Kilov onto the curb and 2 wheels obviously flicked up, and ended up doing a fantastic bit of stunt driving.
Yeah. Well, at least he wasn't out of the race like Søren Magnussen's really hasn't gone well for Magnussen and
bit aggressive there by Simon Kilov, going for a bit of a half-hearted late move on Strana.
Yeah, he's still got a good run now going into turn 1, which should benefit him.
Waring's up to 8th meanwhile, after I think there was contact between him and Van der Velde.
Yeah.
So yeah, as we watched the replay of the last incident, if you go back and watch race 1 at a similar lap really, we saw Van der Velde be spun in exactly the same spot and Matusowski be involved once again. So that's a strangely coincidental incident. It looks like, Eric Strand's made the move, but he's going to run wide, and now Kilov's down the inside. They're being squeezed into the wall. And there's some fantastic action going on here at the battle for the top 4. It looks like, because Tom Millie's kind of run away from the massive group behind. No overtaking going into this one. Oh, there's contact. Tveit and Shepard. It looks like so it's actually Eric Strand, Simon Kilov, Eric Tveit, and Chris Shepard in a massive battle.
Not far behind. So actually, this is 4th to 8th.
Yep, it's about time Waring got a bit of race pace and a bit of involved in some of the top action, because he's deserved it with all the practice pace.
I've also noticed a pretty good race run from David Zapp, who is in 10th position. So that's a good performance there from the Wall Racing driver. But here is this massive battle here involving 3 teams.
Yep.
Precision at the front, Precision at the back, with Small Power Racing and Ice Cold in the middle.
Yep, bit of a mouldy bread yellow sandwich there. And Kilov's going down the inside. Can he keep that there? Eric Tveit goes around the outside of Eric Strand. There's contact between all of them. That means Strand's going to have a good run out of the corner.
And
he's going to have a go at Kilov and Shepard there. And Waring's a little bit behind, just letting these guys crash into each other all they like. We've got 2-by-2 battles there. And it looks like who's going to come out on top? Oh, there's aggression there. It's not going to put Chris Shepard in the wall. Somehow he holds it out of the wall. He's going to run wide here though. And it looks like actually there's been more contact between Tveit and Shepard.
Waring's up back past both of them. Oh.
Exactly, that's what he was planning on doing, just sitting there waiting for them to crash into each other, which inevitably happened. And it looks like Waring's up to 6 now, ahead of Eric Tveit.
Strana! Sorry, what the hell's happened to... Oh, no, that seems to be a timing glitch. So
oh no! Oh, it looked like Sobek was getting sideways into the Armco there, managed to hold it somehow.
Oh, there was that battle between Orca Clint and Fernandez, yes it was. Just ignore Eric Strana, I think that's a timing glitch, we'll find out in a few moments.
That's very strange, because
he's
up to 5th. Yeah, all good.
Yeah.
Side by side with Kilov, it looks like 6 seconds, both of them 6 seconds behind the leader, which suggests there's nothing in it between the two of them. But yeah, as we're watching here, a great battle with Luis Fernandez, who was maybe a bit disappointed he's not right up there again.
Well, this involves two of the drivers that got majorly affected in the start of the race. Orca, Clint and Hack, both of them had problems in the race and ended up not really fighting.
Yeah, as we're seeing some position change up for 4th and 5th, as these guys are battling incredibly hard. Kilov and Strane having the race of their life. I'm sure those two will be enjoying this one, as long as they don't end up taking each other out. Eric Strand right in the slipstream of Kilov, who's just made it past through the chicane, and Strand's going to try and go around the outside. We've seen it done before, but last time Wiesmuller tried this on Kilov, he defended well. There was a bit of contact and Kilov ended up on 2 wheels. And look at Chris Shepherd now. Strand runs wide and it looks like Chris Shepherd's going to have the run on him. He's in the slipstream of the Precision guys as they head down the home straight now to start the 9th lap, it looks like. And we've still got Chris Butcher 2.5 seconds out front, but look at this train. This is the train we were talking about before the event. You've got Eric Strand, Chris Shepherd, Andrew Waring, Eric Tveit, and of course Simon Kilov at the front. And can Eric Strand go around the outside? And this could even leave a gap open for Chris Shepherd if these two go into each other.
Or Andrew Waring!
Andrew Waring's going to make his way
get past
through.
Rana. Oh no, he doesn't.
Finally involved in a bit of front end action for Andrew Waring. He started down in 15th, or sorry, 19th actually it was, and look at him now up to 6th position. So finally showing the pace that he's been lacking through the first couple of races and qualifying sessions. And Waring's now in the slipstream of his teammate, so Kilov can finally receive a bit of help from a teammate. But of course, Eric Strana won't be wanting too much of that, and he blocks Waring. He comes between the two of them. Waring's going to be down the inside though. Meanwhile, Strand tries to go around the outside of Kilov, and that's not going to work because Strand's going to run wide, and Waring is going to be right in behind Kilov with the slipstream. And we just keep an eye on this battle because this is absolutely sensational racing.
Oh, and fast lap by Chris Butcher and
fast lap by Wiesmuller.
I don't
They're
really
running
know
away
what's
at the
going on
front.
there. Seems to be a slight timing glitch actually.
Yep,
Either way, we have Eric
is...
Strana in 4th, the lead in this battle.
These guys have to battle with the mentality of what's going to happen in a couple of corners' time.
Oh no!
It's Strana! Oh no!
I think it was either Waring or Kilo.
Yeah,
well,
I think that's Kilov
he's
up
lost so
front.
many positions. Is that? Oh, I can't tell. Is that? Well,
That's Kilov, yep.
Oh, Kilo, Ali, that's him. And
Yeah, bit of
straight
contact
into
there.
I don't know if he's got any. He doesn't seem to have any major damage. He ended up more contact with Joe Davis there. But that's a real shame for Eric Strand. He just got hit from behind and that dropped him from 4th right down to 9th. He will not be impressed at all.
Yeah, I think Strana trying to brake pretty early for the hairpin to get turned in nicely for the apex, and Kilov obviously trying to brake a little bit later to make
And
the move
Chris
down. The
Shepherd.
two met in the middle, and Chris
Shepherd's
Shepherd
in
is somehow in 4th, and Andrew Waring in 5th. So yeah, absolutely brilliant action going on. And what I was saying a minute ago is these guys have got to think about what's happening in a couple of corners' time. They've got to make their move judging on how they will exit the corner and where they will be after the corner, because they don't want to be losing positions by trying to make a move down the inside, getting past on the apex, and then running wide and losing 2.
Oh, what the hell? I'm sorry, I thought that was a bit of the concept, but no, nothing happening.
Oh,
now
this is such a good battle.
Shepherd and Waring.
More contact,
Waring!
Don't repeat your teammates' moves. Toby Davis trying to repeat it as well. So I think everyone's going for a bit of show points here. But this is an absolutely sensational battle. We've got 2 Precision, 2 Ice Cold drivers and a THR driver, all involved in this one. Gran is still in the back of them after his contact, and he won't be too happy with that.
Ooh. So will Waring get a slipstream from will Kilo get a slipstream from Waring? It's I'm really do not understand how Waring managed to gain 10 positions off the start.
Oh, Waring! Oh, he's looking at Chris Shepherd. This, I think, at the moment, Kilov's just wanting to help his teammate get past Shepherd and then have a go.
Kilo actually clipped the curb there under braking. There's a slight curb on the right side of the track there, just as you brake. So he clipped that and lost it under braking, but he managed to save it and hasn't lost too much time. He's still on the back of this train.
Yeah, and that shot from above really showed the effect of the slipstreaming, as it looks like we're going to go 3 wide. Kilov's just hanging in there, waiting for the 2 guys to make contact. Where he's going to go on the outside. That is a brilliant move. He can hold it, and he can't. He runs wide as we were expecting. Kilov now comes through, and he's going to challenge Chris Shepherd.
Sorry, whoops, shit.
And we've got Chris Shepherd in 4th, Simon Kilov in 5th, and Andrew Waring in 6th. But don't expect these positions to stick in any kind of way, because they're still bumping and.
Further back, Eric Strana starting his pursuit back up to the start of this battle as he overtook Toe Davis into turn 1, and now he's trying to go. Sorry, no, he's getting a solution. That's Eric Tveit who's trying to pass the precision driver of Andrew Waring on the outside. Eric Tveit's on the outside.
Toby Davis! No! Toby missed his braking point slightly and careered into the side, but I think he gets away with it. He hasn't caused any position loss, so we'll get away with that fine, but just seemed to miss his braking point slightly. And we've now got, actually Toby's going to make the move on Strand, it looks like. But yeah, we've got this amazing kind of formation battling. We've got 2 Precision, 2 Ice Cold, and a THR driver thrown in the mix, and we know that can provide absolutely sensational racing across any kind of race, any kind of series, any kind of car. As there's even the Precision guys are having a fantastic, great fun battle between the 2 of them.
Oh. I've noticed that Johnson Orkington is down to 22nd. He was in the top 16 earlier, and at one point he was actually in the top 10. So, he's pitted. That's why. So that's very disappointing there for Jonathan. That's 2 good opportunities waiting for him after a good qualifying in race 1, and being up there at the start of race 2.
Yeah, bit of a shame for Jonathan Aukercliffe, but he's definitely shown he's going to have the pace in the future. He's been at TPS for a while, and he's always been kind of in the midfield towards the back, and he's just showing this weekend that he can definitely press for those good results, and it's going to be exciting to watch him in the future. But we're now watching Andrew Waring, who is still behind in that THR battle. We've got two yellow cars of Precision, not THR, sorry, 2 Ice Cold cars and Toby Davis, and this is going to create fireworks because these are the 3, you could say, main teams in this championship. Chris Shepherd trying to run away in 4th position, doing a great job in his debut in the series, running on his own. Mike Bell will be racing with him in a few weeks, I think.
Yes.
Yep, and Kilo.
Just having a quick word up front. Chris Butcher's leading by 2.5 seconds to his teammate Robert Wiesma, so that's absolutely brilliant for the THR Red team. They are currently dominating the Constructors' Championship.
Oh, Strani's out! Sorry, Strani's crashed. He's down to 16th. See if we can get a replay of that. So we'll pull that back a little bit, and we'll see Eric Strani. He's behind Toby Davis. Who
I'm guessing he's in
get past
turn 3.
He's going to clip the wall, isn't he? He's going to clip the wall. No, he's not clipped the wall in. Oh, it's a timing glitch again. Sorry about that. I think it looked like he was
Here it is.
plummeting down the grid, and he's actually there. So sorry about that. Although he's still not showing up in the timing, so we just need to wait for him to cross the line.
He'll sort himself out as he gets across the line.
But it's not.
Yeah, but he hasn't crossed the bloody line yet, has he?
Oh, that'll be it. Why? That'll be why. There we go. Sorry about that. Across the line. But Eric Strani, so he's in 9th actually, and he will not be happy with that. With his championship rival Robert Wiesemüller running in the happy camp of THR Red at the moment, and Strand's making amends. He's making a move on Toby Davis in the THR Yellow camp, and they're going to be side by side into the chicane. But Strani seems to back out a little bit of that one.
Yeah, I think he just had a slightly worse run.
Yep.
Well,
you need to watch out for Davis off here.
That's one thing about this is the best overtaking opportunity is turn 1, and not the final corner. Because if you make a move into the final corner, which they just where they're going to now, then it's very easy for the driver that you just overtaken to get a really good run at the final corner and just storm past you near the end.
Yeah,
on
that's
the main
true.
straight.
But it was showing Eric a lap down, so he's obviously having some timing glitches there. Aukercliffe getting involved, but letting the cars pass. Well done to Jonathan for some good driving there. But yeah, Strani, he's having a few timing glitches there, showing him a lap down a second ago and disappearing down the grid. So if we see him disappearing down the grid, we'll know to check first. Aukercliffe crashing into the wall in the pit straight. Lucky to get away with that one.
He almost hit the wall.
Well, that would have been brilliant if he had no... well, actually, it wouldn't have been brilliant, but it would have been comedy gold. But we're looking back at the more important battles at the moment. Kilov still in 5th position, holding off from his Precision teammate, and he's still right there with Chris Shepherd. So Chris might have been thinking he was getting away from these guys, but this hungry train is definitely not finished with. Oh, Kilov just pushing Chris Shepherd, definitely making sure that Shepherd knows he's there and knows he's hungry for the position. And we cannot take it away. Chris Shepherd is having an absolutely stunning race so far.
Yeah, it's an absolutely brilliant performance, not only by Chris Shepherd, but also Andrew Waring. Chris Shepherd's definitely a good driver, but I wouldn't have expected him to be fighting here for 4th position at all.
Yeah, the Luis Fernandez of race 2, I think we have to say. But yeah, Kilov in 5th, Andrew Waring in 6th, Eric Tveit in 7th position, Toby Davis in 8th. He'll be happy with that, considering how far his season's gone so far. But Eric Strani will be arguing with that right now, looking to make a move on the THR driver into,
yes,
I think that's turn 1 they're coming into.
On the outside of turn 1.
Yep.
It's not really a way to overtake at turn 1, is it?
No, I think you need to
But
be
that is...
on that inside, but he's going to get a good run out of here. I think Toby Davis will probably be, you know, there'll be a few team orders on the go here. Toby Davis will be told to hold up Strane probably, or he'll be trying to help his THR Red teammates, which is completely fair because, you know, it's a team sport and that's what they need to be doing if they want to win these championships, and that's why they've won so many. They're a great team. They're not just fast; they work together really well. So yeah, Toby Davis fending off Eric Strand. They've lost the slipstream from the group, so this will all help Robert Wiesenmuller and Chris Butcher in terms of the championship and in terms of this race.
Yeah, Eric Trana really needs to continue the performance that he had at Campo Grande. But I think before the race he told me that Norisring is not one of his best circuits. And it's definitely being apparent here as he fights with Toby Davis on the main straight. They almost collide.
Yep, and then Toby Davis has just got a slight overlap on Strane. I think after his second place at Curitiba and his win at Campo Grande, expectations rose for Eric. And of course, if he doesn't suit this kind of track, and maybe hasn't had much time to put in loads of practice, we're probably going to be expecting too much of the young Swede, who's had a fantastic season so far, it has to be said. So now we definitely know he's going to be a championship contender for the future, and even if it doesn't come now, it could definitely come, you know, next season or maybe in a different series. So no matter where he finishes, he's still proven that he's got the potential.
Yeah, in these minis, from track to track, driver performances do seem to change. You know, last time out we saw Butcher struggling to get a top 5, and now we're seeing here.
Look at him now.
Well, yeah, exactly. Look at him now.
Yep, and Tommy Lee's actually run away in third, so we've got a big gap between Butcher and Wiesenmuller, about 3 seconds. A similar gap back to Tommy Lee in third, and Chris Shepherd a full 5 seconds back and forth, but doing a brilliant job in fending off as David Zafu's in the pits.
He was having a really good race in the top 10. He's pitted. He's now going to be behind home Sovic. He's definitely got damage of some sort.
That's a real shame for him.
I don't know what's happened, but either way, he's lost many positions and he's going to lose even more. Even though it will put, well, let's see who they'll put Reiko Arnold in the pits. That's for sure.
Yep, and Ricky Arden has gone in for points in 20th. Soren Mogensen's actually retired from this race. We haven't really been focusing on this because of the fantastic battle you're now seeing.
I remember mentioning that earlier in the race, and he's actually the only retirement so far compared to the many retirements that we had last time out.
As Tveit goes, Tveit looking at Waring there as if he was about to go down the inside. So this race not being quite as a car atrocious as the last one, but yeah, still a few drivers, you know, hitting the walls, and it's so easy to do in this kind of circuit. We see a lot of incidents in F1 at Monaco, and it's kind of similar here. It's so difficult to get it right every lap consistently, and that's what separates the men from the boys, you could say. As Simon Kilov now right in the slipstream of Chris Shepherd. No, sorry, that's Waring behind Kilov, so he's just making sure that he knows he's there. And Andrew Waring actually could be more of a hindrance than a help to his teammate Kilov at the moment, who is fighting for that championship, has to be said, whereas Andrew has just joined the series, so he doesn't really have any chances. Eric Tveit in 7th though. I'm sure these two won't mind having a great battle between them.
Well, yeah, we saw both the Precision guys. We saw Precision as a team actually fighting very heavily in the last round of the Tom Cold Clio series, which in the end didn't prove out too good for Kilo. I think this time it doesn't really seem to be doing him any good either, because he's struggling to get a good run on Shepherd.
Yeah, I think if Kilov and Andrew Waring work together to get past Shepherd, if they can, which is going to be difficult for Shepherd, she's thrown so much pace, then once they build a gap to Chris Shepherd, if they can get past him, then they should start battling, which is similar to what they did at Tom Onslow Cole. They got such a big gap in front of the rest of the field that Jack Keithley gave the orders, you know, now we can fight, and that's exactly what they did, and provided a brilliant broadcast, a brilliant result for the team, and in the end you have to say the best man won because he's the man that won the fight. So it was fair and square in every kind of sense. As Strane is now under attack from Toby Davis once again, this is a great battle going on. This
is real racing. I know for sure that after this race, both these drivers will be applauding each other on how good the racing has been. It's been clear, fair, you know, tons of different moves being made all around the track, and it's an absolute spectacle to watch.
Yep, I think we should probably keep an eye on this one, because the battle in front seems to have died down a little bit with cars running slightly more formation, and this is definitely the opposite. We've got Toby Davis and Eric Strane making moves at almost every lap, and we're seeing one here. Toby Davis is going down the inside. He's gonna run wide, isn't he? And if not, Strane is definitely going to have a good slipstream, but Toby Davis does make the move, so a brilliant move once again by Toby, just late braking into that final hairpin, getting the job done. Now he's going to be in the slipstream, as you can see, of Toby. Oh, they come so close to that wall there. I thought they'd actually hit it. But, yep, Strachan in the slipstream of Davis. Will he make a move down the inside into the hairpin? He's definitely taking a look. But no, he's going to stick in behind him for just now. And then there's a tiny bit of contact through the apex, nothing at all malicious there. And Davis maintains his position, but I'm sure that'll change before long.
Yeah, just going to go back further up and look at this. This battle is still raging on. Eric Tveit behind Waring, Kilo, and Shepard leading this trio. These 4 cars.
Yep, Chris Shepard still doing a fantastic job of maintaining his 4th position, less than 2/10 ahead of Kilov, and if he can stay, Eric Tveit's missed his braking point, and it looked like he almost helped Waring.
Yeah,
it looks like. so yeah, Tveit. That's weird.
He increased his turning so much.
I think actually Waring might have broken a little bit too early there. Tveit maybe being caught off guard, braking perhaps a little bit late. Contact between the two, and it actually pushed Waring perfectly into the apex. So maybe you'll be asking Tveit to do that every lap.
Yeah, and regarding Strachan, I think it's only a bit of lag because people have been complaining about his lag. So I think that's a problem regarding the timing glitches. But if you do see him drop down, don't be worried.
Yep, and he is actually showing ahead of Toby Davis at the moment, so he has made the move stick.
We got 4 laps to go, and we have 4 cars fighting for 4th position. Is the number 4 involved in this battle? No, because the number 4 is part of the THR Red Team.
Yep, see if we can find a 4. Who's 4th in the championship, Bradley? I can't remember. I think it might be.
It's Kilo. It's Kilo.
Kilo. Okay, and he's in the fight. So there we go. And he's number 4-7, and he's now going to go down the inside of Chris Shepard for that 4th. And he's
4th to 7.
No, they've crashed into each other. And oh no, nightmare for precision there. Taking a replay. It looks like Kilov. He just clipped that wall while fighting for the position. Waring just hits the back of them, and they lose about, I don't know, 4 seconds maybe. No, but they're still right in there. But yeah, that's a nightmare between the two of them. It looked like Waring just got in a little bit deep, and there'll be a few there might be a wee bit of tension there between the 2 precision drivers.
Yeah, absolute. Well, I say absolute disaster. It's definitely not what Precision wanted.
Chris Shepard will be laughing.
It's cost them at least 5th and 6th.
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe even 4th and 5th, or 4th and 6th. But it has definitely helped Chris Shepard. That's almost certainly guaranteed in 4th position.
Yep. I love to watch the broadcast back and see how many times the word 4 was mentioned there. But yep, Chris Shepard will be laughing his socks off, sitting in that 4th position, over a second ahead of Tveit. So that contact between the position guys seemed to have spread out the battle a little bit. And Waring actually ahead of Kilov in 6th and 7th respectively. Looking back at some of the drivers that are actually a lap down, so I don't know if that's just the leader's pace or these cars have been in the pits, but once again claiming quite a few names. Luis Fernandez! Look at Luis Fernandez, DNF.
Oh,
that's
same as Magnussen.
I did actually mention earlier on, I did say earlier on, if Fernandez does DNF in this race, he'll still not be disappointed with his event. So
I think that's his first DNF of the season actually. He's had top 10s in every race so far, if I do remember correctly. And this is his first DNF.
Roller coaster ride of sim racing continues for Luis Fernandez. Meanwhile, this battle is, you have to say it's closed up again. Tveit's back under pressure from Waring, who is in turn under pressure from Kilov. Strachan has got the move done on Toby Davis and is making it stick, building a slight gap. Chris Hack and Matazewski, who both had problems in race 1, are up in 10th and 11th, so they'll be happy with that. Tveit runs really wide though, and that means Andrew Waring is going to be having a shout at 5th position from 19th on the grid. That would be startling if he could make the move on Eric Tveit. He's right in the slipstream now. It's ice cold versus precision. Definitely not for the first time this race, or not for the last time, I'm sure. But Andrew Waring, so close to the tyres once again. Yeah, they're just putting on. Oh, and he's going to go around the outside. Surely he's going to go straight on.
Yeah. Oh, he's in the
wall. No, Waring, no. Oh, he's held it out somehow. He saved his 7th position.
Multi-21.
Yeah, I thought he was going straight in the tyres there. I thought he was out, but luckily he manages to keep it going in 7. He's lost time. He's lost a couple of positions, but he's got to call himself lucky for managing to keep his car facing the right way and keep it on track. And meanwhile, Eric Strani, that must have been sector split.
No, yeah, Chris Butcher will be starting his final lap at any moment now.
Yep, we have to apologise for Chris. He's been so unbelievably dominant that he's not seen much coverage. So can you slow down a little bit, please, Chris?
Yeah, you know, just
Then you'll
maybe
get
by
featured
about
more.
yeah, maybe by about 3.6 seconds.
Yeah, well, then you'll be featured more in the broadcast, and you'll win the race, so it will be happy days. But on a serious note, an absolutely sensational 2 races from Chris Butcher. I shouldn't say anything too much because he isn't on the final straight yet, and even then on the final straight we've seen cars clip the wall almost. So I'm not saying anything till he's crossed the line. But yeah, that's sensational by Chris Butcher. Oh, there's contact. He's 2 wheels again. This time he's over Simon Keelov. That's the second time he's been on 2 wheels in that hairpin, and he's flipped over this time for good, and I'm not sure what he's
And
doing.
then
I
he
think he's just
drives the
getting out of the
wrong
way.
way.
No, I think he's just getting out of the way of traffic. So good, sensible driving by Keelov, and he comes back out of Adrian Holmes. So yeah, that's the second time he's been on 2 wheels this time. Maybe trying more stunt driving, but not quite working. Which does promote Andrew Waring up to a fantastic 6th position. But Chris Butcher is heading towards an unbelievable day of race. Don't swerve, Chris, you'll crash. But he's going to cross the line. There's no words can be said, nothing negative whatsoever. Chris Butcher, sensational. Robert Riesemiller takes a THR Red 1-2. Tom Ely 3rd for Ice Cold.
That's both pole positions, both wins. I don't know about the fastest lap.
It's been
Eric
perfect.
White takes he takes 5th from Andrew Waring. Great result from Chris Shepherd as well in 4th. Eric Trona 7th, however, I think he'll be a bit cheated out of that 4th position after the contact with Waring.
Davis,
Oh, sorry,
oh yeah, sorry. Yep. And Chris Hack 9th, Matazowski 10th, and Simon Keelov finishes 11th.
I think we missed Davis there in 8th, but yeah.
Yep. Keelov finishes 11th after his upside down moment. I know how that feels. So Adrian Holm finishes 12th, Chris Darkin 13th, Scott Sovic finishes 14th, Davy van der Venne 15th, Ethan Bass a good result in 16th, Ryan Walker in his debut races, he'll not be too disappointed with points in 17th, Javier De Carvalho in 18th ahead of Razvan in 19th, Rico Arnold rounds out the points finishers in THR Blue, so I'm sure he'll be happy with a points finish. 21st, a lap down is Jimmy Hughes. David Zaffu ahead of David Junt in 22nd, also a lap down. Jimmy Hughes finishes 23rd and Ray Lilly 24th. All these guys, of course, out of the points. Jonathan Ockerklin picks up a disappointing 25th, 2 laps down. Van der Velde, he's had 2 nightmares of races, spinning twice on turn 1 early on and finishing 2 laps down in 26th. And rounding out the field is the bright pink It Gets Better racing of O Marius Miravold, 3 laps down in 27th.
Okay, so that rounds off the round 2. So we'll have some interviews for you in a moment. We will just show you a couple of videos. We'll be back shortly.
Inside SimRacing.tv, the fastest show on the internet. Sim racing news and reviews since 2007, with new shows every week.
And we are back here after 2 brilliant races at Norisring, and we're going to go straight on to the driver interviews. And of course, we're going to speak to first none other than Chris Butcher. So, Chris, 2 pole positions, 2 race wins, absolute dominance in the event. Just talk us through your event.
Yeah, it couldn't really have gone much better, to be honest. I was testing all day pretty much, and I was very, very happy with my race pace. And I didn't really do any qualifying laps, so it was looking touch and go. I think I was down in 6th actually in Q1 until I managed to put that lap in. But yeah, I just got myself on pole position and then just concentrated on hitting the apexes and not making any mistakes, and that was enough really.
Yep, so after a slightly disappointing couple of races, you could be said, at Campo Grande, you've come back and absolutely dominated Norisring. Do you think you're going to be able to carry this kind of momentum for the rest of the season? Do you think you'll be able to dominate future events, or was this just a brilliant track for you?
Well, I mean, I've had an off couple of weeks, to be honest with you, but the break's done me well, I think, and I've been able to focus really well for this event, and I see no reason why I can't carry it forward. Norisring has been kind to me in the past, really. I got my first WTM win there as well. But I'm a bit disappointed that Robert took the fastest lap away from me in the second race to stop me from getting a clean sweep, but never mind.
Yeah, okay, so an absolutely stunning couple of races from you, Chris. Well done. And next, Bradley's going to talk to Robert Wiesenmuller, the other driver for THR Red.
Okay, so Robert, in race 1 you had to sort of fight your way back up after not the best of qualifyings, and in race 2 you didn't really get the best of qualifyings, but you had a good few opening laps, got to 2nd, and from there you were just sort of protecting Chris's lead. So how was race 1?
Race 1 was really difficult because, like you said, qualifying was not so good, and I was 1/10 off of my best time. That's not much, maybe. It sounds like not much, but on this track I was down in 6th. Yeah, and the start was a bit rough. I had to fight really hard to get past some drivers like Shepard and so on. And in the end, I was happy with 5th because it kept the damage really small in the points. Yeah, race 2 was better.
Okay, so well done, Robert. How do you think you can carry on into next round with your, with the momentum, the fact that you've had 3 very good rounds so far?
I think this was actually my worst round, and when I look at the points that I've scored. So yeah, I hope I do better next round.
Okay, so I believe that John Munro has the recent Precision Motorsports edition Andrew Waring.
Yep, so we're going to now speak to Andrew. Of course, you had a slightly disappointing couple of qualifying sessions, but you definitely made up for it, especially in that race 2. So just talk us through your event.
Wasn't very precise in the qualifying. I really didn't set myself up to succeed, did I? With a 22nd and 19th, but the first couple of laps, everyone was really tight, so I managed to gain 10 spots each first lap, and then second race I just had so much damage I couldn't stay with Tobster. But the first race, and then the second race I got through the field clean and was able to fight with Eric and Simon.
Yep. So obviously a brilliant first couple of races. Well, I say brilliant. It wasn't the best of qualifyings, but you made up for it in race 2 with a brilliant battle with your teammate. But yeah, just talk us through that battle in race 2, because we saw you involved. It was a 5-car train, absolutely stunning racing going on for both positions. So just talk us through that battle.
It was pretty intense. Me and Simon were communicating really well, working really well together. We were trying to get Chris, and then Eric was just not letting off the pressure, and we were worried about Toby, but unfortunately he started to fall off the pace a little bit. And then we made a couple mistakes in the team strategy, and we just ended up falling back from Chris, and then that whole incident with Simon and Eric happened. But I'm pretty happy to come away 6th or 5th. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, and just finally, of course you're a new addition to Precision, and you've been showing good pace. Do you think you'll have a race win under your belt by the end of the season?
I said I would last year, so I'm not going to say anything about this year because we all know what happened last year in the Clios. So I don't know. I guess everyone will just have to wait and see.
Right. Thank you very much for that, Andrew. Good comeback drives from yourself, and I believe Bradley is now going to talk to Eric Strachan.
Yes, I am. So, Eric, obviously, you had a great round at Campo Grande for yourself with picking up a win. But before the event, you told me that Norisring was not really a preference for you. Do you think you actually maximised the performance that you had here at Norisring, or do you think you could have done better?
I don't know. Once again I didn't do well in qualifying, and that led to another, and then I got stuck in the pack, especially race 2. And then get taken out quite blatantly, and it snowballs after a while, and you get impatient, but whatever, it happens.
Okay. Obviously, you are fighting for the championship. Do you think that you can win the championship, or do you think that one of the THR drivers will end up winning the title?
I doubt it after this round. I mean, Chris and Rob are so stable that it's going to take a lot for them to get 2 horrible rounds. I mean, look at their past, what's it called, their records in the past. I mean, it's not often you see DNFs and stuff, but you know, if it happens, then maybe. But I'm not that optimistic anymore.
Okay, so well done, Eric. I think lastly we can talk to Ryan Walker on his debut in the Virtual Mini Challenge. Ryan, you had a good performance in race 2, but do you think things overall, are you happy with your performances?
Yeah, for the first round, I'm happy with the performance. My aim for tonight was just to finish the races overall, but to score points in my first races, I'm over the moon.
What do you think you can do in the second round of the season? Sorry, second half of the season, yeah.
I'm not sure, to be honest. Basically, I'm just racing for fun, and if I finish in the points, in the points for the rest of the season, then I'll consider that an achievement.
And Norisring is a track famous for slipstreaming. Do you think not having a teammate was a big disadvantage to you?
Yeah, basically in a way, yeah, but that's the way it goes.
Okay, well I think that actually rounds up our interview, so we will leave with just advertising the TPS link. So obviously there is the Facebook page and the Twitter pages where you can see all the latest news and events for the TPS, facebook.com/TouringProSeries and twitter.com/Touring_Pro. And obviously there is the YouTube channel where you can see the broadcast replays, TPS films, highlight videos, anything by the TPS will always be put on that YouTube channel. Any last words, John?
Not really. Just want to say thank you for watching. We've had an incredible couple of races as usual at Norsring, and definitely tune in 2 weeks' time for round 4 of the Virtual Mini Challenge.
Is good night from me?
And good night from me.
Inside SimRacing.tv, the fastest show on the internet. Sim racing news and reviews since 2007, with new shows every week.
Oh, look at this